Okay, mate. Hey, we're live.
I've just got to typical to me. I've got to change one thing. Oh God, I hate it. Anyway,
man.
Welcome people. Welcome to the Virtually Rek't podcast. It is episode 18 of season 1 on September 12th, and today we have just the three of us. But we don't have Indy. Indy is, as you can see on my screen, he's on holiday. But we do have in his place Mr. Clickster himself from Fun with the Clicks. How's it going, my guy?
It's going good, man. I was very excited to be here. I got about 5 hours notice to be on, and I made it. So yeah, I'm thrilled. So thank you.
I'll go into that in a minute. I cocked up bad, so I'll hold my hand up to that one. Mr. Mac, the man himself, the myth, the legend. He is also here, my glorious host, my glorious, what do they call it? Co-host. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. How's it going, my dude?
I'm really good. I'm really good. How are you, PowerOn? How are you, Clicks? First time on the show?
Yeah, thank you again. Thank you for asking me to come on to your podcast. It's awesome. Hopefully I'll come out with some ingenious words of wisdom along the way somewhere.
Yeah, just try and be funny. And if you're not funny, just pretend.
Or just make sure you're laughing at yourself and it's all good.
Clueless is here. Natalie.
So yeah, we've got people in the chat. We've got Clueless. We've got Fabrizio. We've got Crash Daddy. We've got Rezol. We've got Genji, Triple Helix, Mr. Henry Van Leer. Indy himself is not here, but is here somehow in spirit. We've got Blue Bottles, Jonathan Badger, MoBeast Gaming. I think that's all of you people. Oh, and PD. PD is listening in.
Yeah, well, he's listening in because he's get well soon, mate. He's having some horrendous problems with his eyes. So we've got Clueless as well.
And Mr. Daysnetic has appeared as well. Right. As we start the show, every single time, we start with the most important message of this. What, gentlemen, are you drinking?
Clicks.
Wow. As I've got an early start for work tomorrow, I've got...
Oh, excuses straight away.
No, fellas, look at this. Cider.
Oh,
cider.
Kiwi lime. Old Mount Cider I'm drinking.
Lovely jubbly.
If I'm late for work, there we go, that's why.
Just the one bottle. The one bottle is why he'll be late for work.
Mate, I've not drunk for ages. This is the first bit of alcohol I've had for ages.
So in about an hour's time, this is going to be hilarious.
You're slowly starting to see me on the screen, just slowly going further down and down. Slurring
Mr. Mac,
the word.
What are you drinking?
I have got a very nice bottle of 789 Pinot Grigio. It's really nice. It's been in the freezer, so it's absolutely freezing. It's fantastic. Ooh. And Mr. PowerOn, what are you drinking?
So I'm on a couple of interesting ones tonight. I'm on an off. Where is it? There we go. Off tempo, which is a nice pale ale with different fruity notes, but also, especially right, I found this and I have tried not to drink it for 2 weeks. Right, it is a Brewdog Candy Kittens.
Oh my god, that sounds awful.
It's raspberry and guava New England IPA. I am so excited for this drink. I'm even going to save it for my second one. Man. I'm going to start off on the off tempo because, good things come to those who wait.
I want to see your face when you first sip that. You'll be like,
no, I'm so excited for that one, man. So excited. I just want to point out, before we get into any of the topics that we have today, which we have quite a few.
We do.
And we do actually have a giveaway. I have at least one key to give away this week, which I'll set up for in a minute. But I just want to point out, Mac, have you noticed that even though he only had 5 hours to get ready for this, he still managed to dress for the occasion.
Bella, I'm not a woman, man. I'm not a woman. It takes me 5 minutes to get ready. You know what I mean?
Clearly.
Here's my wife.
For those of you who don't know, Mr. Click himself is wearing a very prominent hoodie. Would you like to explain to us what exactly that hoodie represents?
Oh, Bella, you're embarrassing me now, man. So basically, about a month ago, I got asked by Tetiana, Disco VR, if I would become a sidekick for their new program, SideQuest. And basically, it just means I'm a reviewer, a trusted reviewer. I can go in, play their games, and and get lots of good swag like this. But it's really cool because she's very helpful. She's got set up with graphic designers to help us with logos, all that kind of stuff. We get to speak to developers, early access, get access to all the games on SideQuest. That's good for me. But yeah, so that's what it is, man.
So we have our very own sidekick, isn't it? It's sidekick.
Sidekick,
yeah. Very own sidekick on the show.
So yeah, but there's 7 of us all together, and I was lucky to be one of the chosen 8, which is cool.
Awesome. Well, congrats, man. That's well deserved, I am sure.
Just very, very busy and not getting much time to get content out at the moment, but I'm sure it will come.
Cool. Right. So let's set up the giveaway. I have 1 key to give away this week, which is a key for Zero Caliber on the Quest 2.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I am a huge fan of this game. For those of you who haven't played Zero Caliber, if you're into any of your shooters, this is a fantastically fun game.
It is.
They've just introduced PvP in the last couple of months, which is good fun. I'm going to be organising some play dates coming in the next week or so.
Cool.
If people want to jump in and join with, so that we can get some PvP action, or if you want to join us at any point and do some of the PvE, it is 4-player PvE as far as I'm aware.
It is, yeah. 4-player co-op, 4-player PvP, 4-player per team PvP. Yeah, it's pretty good. Rezol, man.
Jesus, Rezol. Always with the amazing gifts, my guy.
Thanks, man. Jeez.
Dude.
Okay, so Sergi has Sergi has a key as well for MOAR app teaser.
Moab.
Mo? I don't know. I don't know if you spelt it wrong. If you spelt it wrong, Serge. Rezol, man, it's too much every time. Dude, thank you.
That guy's a legend, man. He's a
legend. If you haven't seen what he said, he did say, congrats on becoming a sidekick VR to you, Clickster. So, yeah, Rezol, that's awesome,
Rezol. Rezol's a sidekick as well.
Yeah.
I thought he was.
Yeah.
I thought he was.
Rezol as well.
In the podcast 2 weeks ago when we had Sty from Brazil, and Rezol donated some money, just in case anybody didn't know, and Rezol donated some money to get Sty a game, because it's very expensive to game over in Brazil. So a copy of Half-Life Alyx winged his way.
Nice.
So thank you for that, Rezol. Cheers, mate.
Okay, so Indy has said that he's going to give away the key next time.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Right. What?
Okay, so hang on. Let's set up the giveaway properly.
Okay, sorry.
So yeah, we'll set up the giveaway properly. The way we're doing giveaways now, because we discussed it last time, and we want the maximum amount of people, even if you don't watch the whole podcast, to still be able to enter at the beginning, if you joined us at the beginning, and still have the chance to get it at the end. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the initial giveaway at the beginning, and then we will remind you halfway through, and then we'll do the giveaway at the end. So for this particular giveaway, let's think of a keyword. Can anyone think of a keyword that will go well with this?
Reloaded.
Reloaded. There you go. So anybody who wants to try and win themselves a copy of Zero Caliber Reloaded, which is actually called, for the Quest 2, just pop Reloaded into the chat at the end of the podcast. We will go through them all, and we will do the Wheel of Weeble, as I think we're now calling it.
Weeble's in. Weeble straight in. So we've got.
I've entered as well because I haven't got it.
We've got Crash, Livid VR,
No, you should.
Weeble,
Have
Sim.
you actually? Yeah, you have. Awesome.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, man, I haven't got it.
Right, so Clueless asked me, did you manage to give those keys away, Mac? That was in the last podcast. Which keys were those, mate? Sorry. That was 2 weeks ago. I can barely remember what I had for breakfast.
Yeah, me too, man. It's been a crazy old week. Anyway, so Mac.
Yes.
Let's give you the first choice. What we'll do is we'll give Mac the first choice of topics, then we'll give Clickster a choice of the topics, and then I will choose a topic.
Okay. Right. Well, mine's quite easy actually. So I'm just going to ask the question. Power on. What have you been playing in the last 2 weeks?
What have I been playing? And do you know what? I've been playing Zero Caliber. Like, I had Zero Caliber on PCVR for forever since it came out.
It's like 2018 or something, wasn't it?
Okay, it's not been that long. I think the reloaded version.
Sorry,
which I think was 2020. So I've had it since then, and I love it. It's fantastic. The ability to change out all the mods on the weapons, so like on the fly, take off the scope, throw it away, grab a different one from an enemy's weapon, whack it on there, add a silencer. Everything on the fly it just feels fantastic. Like it's a gun lover's dream.
Yeah, and it plays really well as well.
It does. It plays really well. I've played through it several times with friends, and they haven't got PvP on there yet. But yeah, since I got given the keys for the Quest version, I've been playing through some of it with Mr. Henry Van Leer, and he's never played like any kind of shooter like that on the Quest, so he's been really enjoying himself, I think. And it's just a great thing to play through with your mates because you're having a laugh, you're doing some stupid things. I don't know if you remember. On the first time you get to like this building, I think it's like the third or fourth part of the campaign, and you first meet like the resistance members, and then you go into like the nighttime missions. There's a guy standing outside, and we realized that if you go up to him and you grab onto his head, he's an actual asset, and you can launch yourself off of his head. So me and Henry spent probably 5 to 10 minutes in a new sport we have now called, like, I think it's just like the head jump, where we've just spent ages trying to launch ourselves as high as we can and as far as we can from this. But actually what it looks like from an outside perspective is us basically grinding his face and then jumping away.
Sounds like you really abused that bloke.
We abused him hard, mate. It didn't. Afterwards, we felt guilty. We felt bad, but while we were doing it felt great.
Carried on.
So that's what I've been playing. So, Click, I guess. What have you been playing?
I've been playing a few games. I've been playing Into the Radius. I think most of us have been playing that. That's an amazing port. So good. But I don't know if you're going to talk about that game later on. But I've been playing Dyschronia, the Chronicles, the new one. I'm not sure much I'm going to say of that, but it's a beautiful game, man. I normally have me on a green screen, but I'm not. I'm just going to have a wide screen. I'm not going to be on the screen because visually it's so stunning.
What platform's that on? Sorry,
that's Quest.
Oh,
2.
right, okay.
I believe it's coming out 22nd of September, I think.
Okay.
The embargo's on the 19th, but it's one of those games that you play and you're like, I can't believe this is a Quest. I'm playing this on the Quest 2.
Yeah, like Red Matter 2.
Yeah, and there's just so much happening on the screen the whole time, and there's no lag. The colours are vibrant. It's such a good game. I'm not sure what I can say because it is an embargo, but it's definitely one to keep an eye out. It's like a Japanese narrative sort of story.
Yeah.
But there's one part where even though you're playing virtual reality, your characters goes into like an augmented reality. And
Okay.
that's when the magic happens. It's just like, oh my word, it's just breathtaking. And I've also been playing Altair Breaker.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if Rezol's still in the chat. It might be a bit raw, but we've tried a few times to record gameplay for that, and it's one of those things, his game just keeps recordings. His recordings keeps crashing. So we tried a few times, but it's okay. It needs more content. It's quite grindy.
Yeah.
Very repetitive. It's like a like a swords battle game, and you just keep grinding for materials and weapons. But it's okay, but it definitely needs more content. But no, it's good. It's good. But yeah, Into the
Excellent.
Radius is the one I've really been hooked on.
Mac, what have you been playing then? I'm going to guess that one of those games shares a trait with something that Click's been playing.
Yeah, I played a lot of Into the Radius. I got early access. I had some criticisms for it. I thought when you were out in the radius itself, there was quite a lot of pop in. It could judder at times. The backpack's a little bit fiddly, but I mean, as far as gameplay, I just really enjoyed it. It scared the crap out of me. I live streamed it. I got jumped by mimics. Oh, it was just, it's a really good game. It's so hard though, isn't it? It's so hard.
It is tough, man. It is tough.
Because you're kind of balancing that money, ammunition, gun, upgrade tree. It's just really clever. Very, very clever game. The other one I've been playing has probably got no interest for anybody else except me, and that is Tank Mechanic Simulator VR.
Oh, I wonder if you were going to pick that up.
I'm a massive World War II geek. My bookshelves are full of World War II, like history books. I've got a book which I've had since I was a kid, and basically my dad used to sit down with me before I went to bed when I was about 5 or 6, and I used to get him to open random pages, and I would identify all the tanks in the pictures, and then he'd have to. He must have been bored shitless because I was just like, oh yeah, that's what this is. So so in VR I've been building a Panzerkampfwagen 3 Aus J, which is quite a late version, and it doesn't sound interesting to anybody that's not interested in tanks, but wow, for me it's like, because it's in VR as well, you get the full presence of the tank, and you're like changing wheels and cleaning it and sandblasting it and spraying it. It's just great.
Oh, right then. Click, do you want to choose a topic that we've previously gone over that you may have remembered or not?
Write them down.
I'm not prepared at all, fellas.
No, that's fine. If
you
you can't remember one, I'll jump in.
Talk Into the Radius, or we can talk about the leak, the Quest Pro leak footage.
Yeah, I think that's probably the big one.
That's the number one. That is the number one. Right.
Sorry.
So if you guys haven't heard yet, and how could you not have? It is like every major VR channel, every like subreddit that's to do with VR, everything is all focused on this particular leak. So I'm just going to jump over and show the video of what I have for it. Mac is currently doing the same.
So we'll give a bit of background, and then we'll talk about what happened. So basically, this guy, his job is to, once somebody's left a hotel room, he's to go in, and if anything's been left, he bins it. Yeah. So he walked in, and there were some boxes, Quest Pro boxes. He opened them up, and they had Quest Pros in them. So luckily for us, he's a gamer, so he knew what they were. So he basically did an unboxing video, like on the fly.
Oh, man.
So I mean, as far Brad Lynch from Sadly It's Bradley did a sort of follow-up video. I don't know if you've seen that. Power on Clicks. Have you seen that video?
Yeah, no, I've seen basically everything that's been released about this so far.
Yeah, so there was a little bit of controversy saying, oh, it's fake, because there was like a smear on the box. So what Brad did, he worked out that it was actually the protective cover for one of the controllers. And then he went through, he had the CAD files up that he'd previously released, and he had the like stills of the actual headset itself, and he basically just talked his way all the way through it. And it basically turns out he was exactly right. Everything he said was exactly right. So what do you think?
So first of all, there were sort of three parts to this, or three parts to what people expected. The first one was that we had some pictures by a guy called Zectarius Gaming.
Yeah.
he is, as you say, he's a hotel worker. And we had some pictures released, and we were like, "Oh, holy shit!" You know, we can see the box now. We know that it's going to be the very sort of traditional-looking Oculus Meta Quest branding.
He said Oculus.
I said Oculus because, like, that's it. It still looks like that. Like 2 years ago, this is the branding. Like, their branding hasn't changed. The Quest line looks all identical as far as the branding is concerned.
Yeah.
So yeah, he found them. He took some pictures, and then he took a video. The thing is the video was taken for a very good reason. When he walked into this hotel room, he was obviously looking for things what people had left and whether he was going to have to throw them away. Well, he unzipped this bag. He found two of these headsets. He cracked it, had a look, made sure that everything was in there, videoed it so that I think partly for him, even though he didn't say it was for him, partly it must have been for him, but mainly it was to make sure that if anyone came back to reclaim it and there's something missing, he had video evidence to show that it wasn't him that took it. And then he put a reclaim tag around it, sealing the bag, and left it at reception. And when he came back from the end of the shift, someone had already collected it. So although people would have loved to have seen it actually working, he didn't get the chance to do so because he did the right thing. Because otherwise, the alternative to this is these would have gone in the bin. Yeah,
absolutely. Somebody who didn't know what they were, they'd have just gone straight away. So the thing, the guy. So you know the full story, PowerOn. You tell us what because he actually got interviewed later on, didn't he?
He did. He actually got interviewed today about an hour and a half ago by Upload VR. And I only just caught it. I think I caught it at about 7 minutes in, and it was only a half an hour interview. And the guy seems super genuine. Like he's just happy that like he managed to give something back to the community. He like the one thing that he did point out that I thought was a bit shit. Not him saying it was shit, but like it's shit for him is that he didn't even get a thank you.
Yeah.
Like he could have thrown that shit away.
Genuinely,
the fact, genuinely, he could have thrown it away. That is company policy. But he didn't, and fair enough. He leaked the video, and Meta probably aren't going to be very happy about that.
I think there's a Meta engineer, software engineer or hardware engineer who may not be in work today. He may be out of a job.
He's gone, man. He's fired.
I'm really hoping that guy doesn't get punished too hard. Like, genuinely, you're never going to find out about it.
It's like the iPhone 4 thing, isn't it? The iPhone, some guy left an iPhone 4 on a bar, didn't he? And before they were actually released, an engineer. It's exactly the same kind of story. And somebody picked it up and was like, "Fuck me, this is an iPhone 4. They haven't even out yet." And that went quite viral. So, but I mean, I'm pleased. It's all been revealed. It all looks, there's the charging deck. There's the headset looks quite small. You did notice there's no facial. It's like it open to AR. I'm guessing. I'm assuming there must be a facial shroud that you can put on.
I think that I'm wondering whether either or not, if you look at the video that they had on there, when he pulls up the actual headset. You can see the controllers. You can see like the charging dock bit.
Yeah.
I wonder whether underneath that massive sort of tower of plastic, whether or not there is a sort of a surround, a light blocker in there, or the other unfortunate set of events for that is that we're going to have to fucking pay for one as an accessory.
No, I don't think they'll do that. It's interesting because, like, the whole AR thing, obviously you don't need a facial shroud if you're using the color pass-through cameras, because, you don't need that immersion blocking light facial shroud. So, that's I was actually quite interested in that. So, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
If it's still about this, is it still about this? Or
it's
are we
still about
this?
No, it's still about this.
Okay, I don't know what the elephant in the room is.
The elephant in the room is that Brad Lynch has got everything right, and he's predicted the price at $1,500.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money. That is out. I mean, I can't afford that. I can't afford
What
that.
about you, Click? Is that something you're purchasing?
I can't afford that, man. I can't. If you're sort of the $600, $700, $800, but that's too much for me at the moment.
You have to go and sell your body on the streets.
Wow.
I mean, I would do that for one of these at this point because I want to get my hands on one. Like, if anyone wants to take me up on it, then I'll gigolo for a day.
It's like that scene in Blackadder, isn't it? It's like, oh, read me a story. Right, how much for a good hard shag? Hello, Baldrick.
Yeah, I mean, as VR Realm has just said, he can't see it being less than £1,000. I agree wholeheartedly. I completely agree. Like, I had someone in my comment section of a video that I did about the Pico 4 Pro versus like as a quest killer, right?
Yeah.
And it was clickbaity title. Fine, I'll own up to that. It definitely was. However, his particular stance on this was, guys, this is a work headset. People aren't going to be playing games on this. They'll be playing Washing Machine Simulator. And I shit you not, I'm not exaggerating those words. He genuinely said people are going to be using this for Washing Machine Simulator, right? Ignoring the fact that it has an upgraded spec to the Quest 2, ignoring the fact that it has the same chipset as the Quest 2, and ignoring the fact that we've already been told that it will have access to the Quest library.
Yeah.
Right? This is something that you can definitely use and more for gaming.
Oh, Natalie, you can't say sell a kidney. You'll get banned. Sorry, in my chat. Natal's just said he's going to sell a kidney.
Basilio.
Oh, Fuzzy Bear, you.
Oh, is that Basilio? Oh, I didn't realise that. Hey, Basilio, mate, how you doing?
Yeah, so if it's 1,500 quid, and it's not that big of an upgrade on the whole from a Quest 2, is it worth it?
I'd just like to point out here that it isn't the same chipset. It is an
I thought it was an XR2.
It is an XR2, but it's an enhanced XR2. It's like a sort of second generation, so it's about 33% more powerful than the original XR2.
Okay, I did not know this. In that case, absolutely fuck that guy who put that comment in my section.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, for somebody like me who does, I play standalone. You know, I quite like my standalone stuff. But my main focus is PCVR. I want that headset for that screen, and I want that headset for that sort of small form factor lightness and comfort. But I can't.
That was something interesting that the guy who found it did say. He said that it felt incredibly premium.
Yeah.
And B, it was incredibly lightweight.
Jonathan Badgers just said in the chat that it's got more fans, so you can clock it higher as well, which is one of the things that John Carmack said in his unscripted speech last year. He said a Quest 2, if you could fully clock the GPU and CPU, it would equal a PCVR headset, but they can't do it because they can't cool it. So if it's this tiny small form factor and they've moved the battery to the back, which gives you more space to sort of do cooling, then maybe it's 33% more faster, and you can overclock it. You can clock it higher, if you see what I mean. Yeah. But
I wonder what the side quests, because I don't know if you remember way back when people were still fiddling around with side quest and being able to access the settings. You had the levels, didn't you? You had the levels of GPU.
Yeah.
And they went from 1 to 4, I believe.
They did. I did a video. I did a video on it, actually. I put my CPU and GPU to 4 and then ran a test. So I had my Quest set to the normal, and then I ran it until it died, just on the normal battery. So it was like 2 hours, 2 hours and 35 minutes. And then I put the CPU and GPU up to level 4 and ran it, and it did reduce the battery time by 20 minutes.
Okay, so two things. One from each of the chats here. In your chat, you've got I Am Terror. Do you know the resolution per eye of the Pro? Yeah, yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
We do know that.
It's 2160 by 2160 per eye.
There we go. And Trip has just said, for 1,500, Click better get a computer from this decade first. For those of you who don't know, Trip is essentially Click's moderator.
Cheers, Trips.
Hey, Trips, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, they've been pestering me to get a PC for ages. My PC is so old. It's so old. It's like 20 years old.
Oh, Christ.
I'm such a stooge when it comes to parting with money.
You're a Luddite. You're a Luddite. That's what that's what it is, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
Oh, you're making me feel bad for you, man.
Sitting there with your new PC.
Oh, the new 3080
graphics card. Look what I got.
Oh, I just bought it on your monitor as well, so it's looking pretty nice up here.
Oh, you showed a picture the other day on your Discord.
I did. My setup now is looking pretty snazzy for the next 6 months.
It does look pretty good. It does look pretty good.
Until I get the new setup, it's looking pretty nice.
Very sweet, man.
So, yeah, I guess the other thing we need to point out is that the controllers are exactly what we thought we were going to get, as far as Sadly It's Bradley stuff that he's shared over the years or over the months.
Yeah,
weeks,
they look really good. So it's got a rechargeable battery. It's got 3 cameras, so it can track itself. So if you reach behind your back to, like in sort of Saints and Sinister, pull a shotgun or something out of your back, you're not going to get occlusion because the cameras can actually track themselves, which I think is amazing. Built-in battery. And did you read about the stylus thing?
No.
There's right. So at the bottom of the controller, there's a normal sort of hand strap, but apparently you can detach it and you can put a stylus on it, which means that
I need to look back at this video now. I want to see if I can try and see it. Because that sounds amazing.
All there is the strap. So apparently you can disconnect the strap and put the stylus on, which means that you can turn the control around into like a pen.
Into a pen.
And then you can, or if you're Mark Zuckerberg, you can write left-handed because he's left-handed.
I did not know this.
Yeah,
They sort out the stick drift.
No, we don't. Don't go there. Don't go there. Right. So if you go to Sadly It's Bradley has a website where he does all of his technical documents. It is called, hold on, I've got it on my, it is called Sadly in Reality. That's what the website is called. And then he's got the full technical specs and all the CAD drawings there, and then he talks about the
Sadly in Reality. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Sadly in Reality. Obviously, you'll know it's him because it's got a picture of Brad Lynch on the top. So
yes, Henry, Click only plays on the Quest. No PCVR for himself.
He's Bah! You peasant! Look at my fantastic setup behind me.
I'm the poor one.
On my green screen. I just like
so we're clear. Henry is only now diving into the PCVR space.
And I'd also like to point out that
representing the paupers.
Yes. Click's sat on his settee and he just moved his dog off the top of it. PowerOn's background is completely false.
It's not real.
I'm the only one with a genuine background, even though it is green screen.
Oh, fucking hell. That's some cold cuts right there.
You know what I mean?
Dude, step into the big leagues.
Well, I am spending 40,000 on stepping into the big leagues in the next year, in the next 6 months, in fact. So
yes, get it done. Get it done.
We will get there. We're going to build our very own PowerOnVR man cave.
I'm coming over, man. I'm coming over to play in that man cave.
Come live here, mate. Come live here.
We'll
create a collective.
When PowerOn came up to my house, he was like, "Oh, I really want to see the man cave," and I sort of opened the door, and you were like, "Fuck, I want one of these."
And so I had an hour and a half meeting with the bank today, and I've got to have another hour and a half meeting in a month's time in order to achieve that.
Wow.
Oh, Triple. Right. You read on your chat, there is a new type of joystick tech that uses magnetic fields, no physical contact, so no drift. Wow. Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh, nice.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Bloody amazing.
I do like the idea of things that don't die.
Yes. So we've kind of. I'll ask a question. Power on. Are you getting the Quest Pro?
Yes. I don't know how.
I
don't know how.
Sell a kidney.
I'm not selling a kidney. Not for 1,500. I'll sell a little toe or something.
Just spend $2,000 less on your man cave. There you go. Bosh.
Honestly, right? I've padded that particular bank meeting in order to try and afford this. I shit you not. I haven't told the wife yet. But
so clicks.
You have now.
Are you buying a Quest Pro?
I would love to, but I can't afford that. I really can't.
VR Realm says get a job in a hotel and somebody will leave one for you.
That's true. That's true.
It's going to become the new Bible in hotels.
Yeah.
It's going to be just Quest Pros.
So
it's a lot though. That's a lot of money though.
It is. It's stupid money.
I'm not buying one. I could. I've got quite a substantial investment in Bitcoin, but I don't want to tap into that. It's a sort of long-term plan for me. No, it's...
You know, the stupid thing, right, is if it's one-to-one, right, if it is $1,500 or £1,500, I'm seriously considering whether I just say, fuck it, not buy that and buy the Vario Aero.
No, the Vario Aero's got terrible reviews. You need to watch some recent reviews of the Vario Aero.
Okay.
People are saying it's just not worth the money. The software is out. There's all sorts of weird issues going on.
Well, then I've just saved myself £500 and bought myself a Quest Pro.
Exactly. How about this then? How about this, right? Trade in. You buy a Quest Pro.
What?
You trade in your Quest 2.
Which one?
Because you trade
in both.
Well, you don't need a Quest. If you have a Quest Pro, you don't need a Quest 2 because the Quest Pro does everything the Quest 2 does. So how about they say, right, here's like you're a loyal customer. If it's a 256 gig one, you get a £300 discount. If it's a 128, you get a £300 discount. And then obviously
for 64.
you get fucking slap.
That's what I got, man.
You get this. You get this. Talk to the hand because the face ain't listening. No, but how about that? How about that?
I don't know if I'd be able to pass it up, but I have already promised my Quest when I get a Pro to a friend of mine.
Oh, right, okay.
When you get a Pro, you are getting one then, fella.
Yeah, no, the plan is seriously to get one. Whether I actually manage to achieve it, it is a goal to do so. I'm going to be hitting the overtime at work, whatever I can achieve this month and next month in order to try and do it. But honestly, like I did, so over Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I meant to do 36 hours and I ended up doing something like 45 over 3 days. And like, so in a 72-hour period, I did 2/3 of that not at home, purely in a workplace being exhausted. And I don't genuinely know if I can bring myself to do that repeatedly. But we will see. If they start offering me double time, it will be feasible. If they don't, then probably not. Hello, dog. Yeah, so do we have anything else we want to talk about the Quest Pro?
Yes, unrelated, kind of related, but unrelated. So this is supposed to be a big announcement from Pico in September, right?
Yep.
It is now nearly halfway through September. Is the Pico Pro and the Pico 4 and the Pico 4 Pro vaporware, or because if you had something coming and like say for example today would have been a perfect day to leak a Pico 4 and a Pico 4 Pro to take the hype away from the Quest.
We have had some interesting information about the Pico 4 Pro in the last week and a half, though.
We have,
some
yes.
Very interesting information.
Yeah.
So let's have a look, shall we? Just quickly at what new information we have at the Pico 4 Pro. It is going to have automatic IPD.
Yes. Oh.
It is going to have color pass-through, same as the Quest.
This is the Pro version.
Pro. And it is going to have HD controller haptics.
Yeah. So
I don't know what that means.
no. So
They said a price on this one yet at all?
We don't.
We don't know. I've speculated in a video. They ByteDance have said that they're going to heavily subsidize it. So I think they mean that they want to, like, the normal price is going to be lower than the Pico 4. I think the price is going to be either lower or the same as the 256 gig Quest 2. Because if you can get a Pico 4, just the base Pico 4, 256 gig, for the same price as a Quest 2, that's a no-brainer.
Wow.
You know. So the Pro, I think they're gonna aim for about $1,000. But that's with the eye tracking, face tracking. Obviously, that's, you know, maybe the automatic IPD adjustment is in the 4 Pro, not in the 4. This is speculation, you know.
So,
okay.
As far as, like, we know that a pretty famous Chinese tech analyst, that goes under the name of Sheriff Karouge 008, has said that he expects there to be an announcement of a Pico 4 Pro coming this month or early October.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've heard, yeah.
Yeah, and with the images that he has shown as part of his posts, it does look. If we look just here, for instance, if you're on my stream, you should be able to see this.
Yeah.
There is the UK certification of authenticity. I don't think that's what CA means. I can't remember what CA means. I think that's the new UK electrical standard, if I'm right, since we left the EU. But the fact that we can see a Pico 4 with pancake lenses and an FCC mark, like this is close. This is close to release.
Yeah,
like it has FCC certification.
Yeah, and
it has electrical UK certification.
The pictures in that article are actually of the Pro because it has the eye tracking, the face tracking modules. So basically, I think what Pico have done is it's quite smart, and I don't know why Meta haven't done it. Why not release the Quest Pro with the face tracking, eye tracking, all that sort of garbage, and then release a base model that doesn't have eye tracking or face tracking, which is going to be a lot cheaper.
I have a theory for this.
You think they're going to do that?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I think that Meta are so far up their own arse that they didn't expect Pico, the subsidiary of ByteDance, to actually manage to do this and to bring it out and try and do it around the same time as their Meta Quest launch.
Yeah, so I did a video about the Pico 4 and the Pico 4 Pro, and my conclusion was exactly what you said, that Meta are so far ahead of everybody that they look back to see how far ahead they were, and they fucking ran straight into a tree, and the tree was Pico. Yeah? You know, seen that video of the Russian tank crashing into the tree today with all the guys jumping off? That's basically what happened. That's Meta, and Pico was the tree. I have a reservation, and it's quite... It's that I have a Pico Neo 3 Link, which also means I get a 35% discount.
That's fucking gross. It's so gross.
And I can still sell the headset. I think the Pico 4 is going to be £500, 256 gig with those pancake lenses and the automatic IPD adjustment and those HD controllers. So I can get one. I can get that for $350, which is pretty good. If they release the Pro at about £1,000, I can get that for $650, which means if I sell my Pico Neo 3 Link, I can afford it. So, but I do have reservations. The Pico Neo 3 Link isn't perfect. It's DisplayPort and wireless performance is not good. But Virtual Desktop, Guy Godin has said that Virtual Desktop is coming to Pico. And this is like not a rumor. I've actually contacted him directly and he said, yes, it's coming late August, early September for Pico headsets. And that's a game changer because that means you can just put your headset on, Virtual Desktop, PC connected, boof, off you go.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with Pico at the moment. It's fiddly to get your wireless and your DisplayPort PCVR going.
Do you think people are going to be buying into the Pico ecosystem because they don't want old hardware? Because we're looking at the Quest 3 is probably not going to be about until, I want to say, earliest of August next year.
Yeah, I agree.
So if that's the case, do you think that people are going to want to buy into brand new hardware rather than 2-year-old hardware that want to get into VR this Christmas?
Right, so this is the thing. If you have a Quest 2, then you have a library. And I mean, the Pico library is really good. It's like 150 games, After the Fall, Super Hot, all that sort of stuff. If you already... So
Paradise Decay has just said something that makes me want to, strap him to a wooden board and maybe do some illegal torture techniques.
Don't torture Paradise Decay. He's already in Strife. Poor guy.
Yeah, I know, but when he says something like that, I can't help myself. Paradise Decay has just said Meta has a lot more to worry about HMD wise than Pico, but I'm sworn to secrecy.
Right,
what is Paradise?
PD?
Like, this is why he's had his eye surgery. He's tried the Oasis. It's been lasers directly into his eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, this is, we've got PSVR 2 coming in next year, beginning of next year. I've already said on the podcast that I'm not getting involved in that. I don't think it's my thing. It's going to be expensive. I have to buy a PS5. Surjical just sold his PS5 and bought a Quest, by the way.
Yay! We can have conversations with Sergi Boy.
Murmur Meta. No, but he's done that.
Index Meta.
He's done that for a specific reason, and that is to get involved in SideQuest and App Lab because he's obviously rebranded as Indie VR. So basically, he didn't really have a choice. So he sold his PS5. Perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. It is perfect. He sold his PS5. I mean, knowing Serge, he's a salesman. Vomit. He just posted vomit in my chat. He's a salesman. He'll get loads of access to App Lab and SideQuest games. So, that's going to be good fun. Hook him up. There you go, Serge.
Hook him up, man.
Clicks can hook you up.
Hook him up. Hook all of us up. But yeah, no, what I'm saying is, do you think, like, not from an ingrained VR user, right? I'm talking about the new people, because this Christmas is not going to be like last Christmas. Last Christmas,
I gave you my heart.
Fanfare and fireworks. Everybody wanted the Quest 2. That was the go-to gift of the season.
Yeah.
This year, it's not going to be Quest 2, is it? Because, like, even looking at it from, it's a year old, right? It's actually 2 years old. But as far as most public are concerned, it's essentially a year old because last year it was so big. So are people going to be looking to buy a Quest 2 this Christmas?
Yes.
Or are they going to be looking at possibly buying the newer hardware for roughly, if it's the Pico 4, for roughly the same price?
The thing here is we've got like Meta and Quest. They have it's the Apple iPhone branding now. And people are like, because people don't say to, like, obviously people reproach me and they say, oh, what about this Oculus thing? I want to get into VR. What should I buy? And to me, it's like a no-brain to say, buy Quest 2 because it's the best, has the best library. It's cheap. It's not as cheap as it was. It still has that momentum. So if Pico bring a headset out and don't do like a big, oh shit, TikTok, fuck. TikTok. Wow.
Yep.
Oh my God. If they go big on TikTok, they're going to sell a shitload of headsets at Christmas.
Yeah, this is the thing. They've got their own. I know that that Meta have their own built-in branding and merchandising social platform. They have Facebook, but let's face it, Facebook is for a certain age bracket. If you ask the younger generation, right? Facebook is for people in like they're old people, and I'm not talking about old people. I'm talking about like 35 to 65. That's the age bracket that works for Facebook, but it doesn't work for the new generation. It doesn't. So with that in mind, TikTok works for the younger generation in the same way that Instagram works for the 18 to maybe 18 to 35s. So with TikTok being 13 to 25, that's their biggest age range, their actual target market. They could sell an absolute metric ton of these if ByteDance actually put all of a ton of merchandising directly into their TikTok platform.
Absolutely. And that's obviously, I mean, they know they've got that. It's like, I always call it a 15-minute audience. You know, they're just like those short, sharp videos. I mean, I don't do TikTok. You do. I'm a little bit of a Luddite when it comes to TikTok, but like it's a huge platform, and like I said, it's aimed at a younger audience, and it's the younger audience that are going to be going into VR probably more than people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s like myself, even though I'm in VR. So
this is something that I think really, really needs to be quashed. Okay, and this is not me talking about it because I'm a TikTok creator. Okay, TikTok I could take or leave. It pays next to nothing. I do it because I enjoy doing it at this point. Clueless Dad Gamer has made a comment, and this is nothing against you, Clueless. I think you're a great guy, but your comment is really, really off the mark. That's because their attention span is shorter. No, it isn't. The reason why TikTok works and the reason why Instagram Reels work and the reason why YouTube Shorts work is because TikTok and ByteDance worked out the algorithm. The algorithm is to do with how our brains work, not young people's brains, not old people's brains, ours as humans' brains work, right? We want dopamine. And we want that it works in the same way as doom scrolling does. We want the shortest amount of information in the shortest time period possible because it keeps that dopamine receptors filled by our dopamine production. Okay, we get to see that thing that says Joe Biden's an asshole. Dopamine. We get to see the thing with Trump has just been completely fucked over by having all that stuff in his closet. Dopamine. We get to see some young lady, dancing around with wearing a small bikini. Dopamine. We get to see new VR. We get to see new VR games that come out that we desperately want and can't afford. Dopamine. And we see that in 15, 30, and 60-second segments. And what this does is it completely increases that dopamine level and it keeps you watching. Do you know what happens when you try and exit TikTok? Does anyone want to guess? I know you know, Click, because you obviously use it.
Yeah, I do.
Do you want to leave?
It puts you, it resets, on Reddit or something where you press back and it resets your thing. So it essentially reloads your stream that you're looking at. TikTok do it as well. So if you try to leave, it says something along the lines of, if you want to leave, you have to press back again. But it instantly shows you another video that's newer, brighter.
Clever.
Yeah, exactly. And I tell you what, 9 times out of 10, you see that video and you're like, I have to watch what this guy's doing.
Yeah.
And then you scroll because your brain says scroll. Your brain says find the next dopamine hit. And you do it over and over and over. And I know I'm banging on, and this is a VR podcast, and I'm banging on about social media, but it's
relevant.
Important for people to know that this is where things are heading, and VR will be no different. They will find a way to do this inside headsets that makes you do exactly the same thing.
with that comment, VR Realm was just on my chat. He says, imagine having a clip option that clips short form moments you can share directly to TikTok. That's a good point.
That would be fantastic.
That's a great point.
Fantastic.
That is a great point.
If they make it, because TikTok videos are actually really easy to make on your phone. Click, you know this.
Yeah.
How easy is it to edit a video on your phone on TikTok?
A couple of minutes.
God, it's almost as if we should get VR Realm on the podcast. Oh, we already have. So what is your experience with TikTok then, Clicks?
I mean, I started it not long ago, but it's just I basically use TikTok to try and generate people to come to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work that well, but
that's what I was going to ask next.
Yeah.
Don't really get anything to it, but I don't know. It's just another way to showcase games and. I mean, it does fairly well.
Is that the kitten?
I missed.
That's the fucking shit. That is amazing.
Oh,
what does it taste like? What does it taste like?
It's primarily raspberry with a load of hops behind it.
Oh,
it's gorgeous.
Nice. That sounds really nice.
Dude.
Sorry.
I chose the wrong time.
With my TikToks, I literally just whatever my video was, I'll just take a few segments out of my main video, put it into TikTok. Takes a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
That's just another platform to hopefully people might be able to see my my social media. But yeah,
you're on your way to the 2,000 followers on there, right?
Getting close. Nothing like you, fella. Bloody hell.
So I'll ask you a question. Clicks, how much money do you make off TikTok?
Zilcho.
How much money do you make off TikTok, Power On?
So I tell you what, I will tell you exactly how much money I've made since I started, and I started in August last year. Okay, give me 2 seconds.
How many followers have you got?
I've got 53,000 followers.
And what's your biggest video?
2 million.
Okay, so
2 million views.
So if that was on YouTube, you'd be driving around the fucking Ferrari.
Oh, mate.
Okay, tell you what, right? Let's for the sake of the chat of the podcast, right? I'm going to show you on my stream what that video exactly is. Where is it? There it is. Right. So I have. So yeah, you can see there 53,000 followers. Where is? It doesn't put my my pinned videos to the top, annoyingly. Because this video is pure garbage. Okay. But it knocks into the sensibility of the algorithm really, really well. There we go. Sorry, it wasn't 2 million. I apologize. It is 1.9 million. Okay. Watch this video.
Come on, fella, get it right.
Right. You can't see it all that well because it's taken over the way this thing works. But yeah, this is just me doing the 100 free games on the Quest 2 platform, right? And I did this as a series of you do 3 games. I think this is 20 seconds because that's what I calculated the actual algorithm liking is 20-second videos, okay, at the time. So this shows Pavlov Shack, Sail Pre-Alpha, and V Speedway, right? 2 out of 3 of those games were not amazing games. Right, that's enough watching that because it looked garbage. But 2 out of 3 of those games, not amazing games. But it is a thing. 2 million people, 1.9 million people have watched that.
Yeah, so
People love that though, don't they? They love that. All the free games advertising on there, people go nuts over it.
Yep.
Absolutely nuts.
Triple made a good point on your chat there. He said, we're going to have the grandma got me the wrong headset for Christmas scenario. You know, like when you were a kid and you wanted a SNES and they bought you a Mega Drive instead. Or
we've got Quest 2 at home.
Why do you need another one?
Exactly, yeah. Grandma got me the wrong headset. I like that.
Yeah, so... Yeah, TikTok's a whole different animal. It is for the younger generation primarily because it it hits that dopamine just right for them. They don't care about how much information they're actually receiving. They just care about being entertained. My kids will watch Ninjago, like they've 4 seasons of that. They'll watch that on repeat.
Yeah.
Because they don't care how many times they've watched it. They just want to watch something. They just want to have something that does something for them. And TikTok definitely appeals to people more at the younger age because of that. But generally speaking, it sucks us all in. I've sat there scrolling TikTok for literal hours.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, you feel kind of guilty and disgusting. You sort of look at yourself kind of like post-nut clarity. And you sort of like, shit, it's 3 o'clock. I started watching this at 11:45 and my battery is at 20%.
Yeah, but
hours fly by.
This is the same thing that YouTube are trying to do. They obviously want you to. It's watch time basically for them. They want you to stay engaged. They want you to watch my video, your video, Click's video, and then they want you to watch the next one and the next one, the next one, next one, next one, like that.
I apologize. I told you I was going to tell you how much I've made. Right?
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
Bear in mind that is a 2 million video, 2 million view video. I can tell you roughly how much I made off of that in the first million was £28. I don't know how much it's made since then, but my total money for that since I started is £240.
Excellent. My best watched video is one of my virtual desktop videos, and it's on about 250, 300,000 views, and that has made me about £700 to £800.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a 45,000 Township Tale video.
Yeah.
And again, it's done about £120.
Yeah.
That sort of area.
Yeah. So, but going back to Henry's point, where if you're playing on your Pico headset and it just says, do you want me to auto-generate a TikTok video and post it? And so that means you could get TikTok followers, you can get money by all basically just going, yeah, click a button, you do it. I'm not bothered. You know, that's a great idea, Henry.
Pico will surely put that into their.
Oh, surely.
I really hope they do.
So
they tried. They should try.
Did they?
PowerOn.
Yeah, no, you were able to put clips directly onto Facebook from their system.
Onto Facebook, yeah.
So I use Wondershare Filmora to 11 to make all of my videos, and they have an automatic highlight video option. So you can, when you're processing your video, it will automatically make a highlight video for you. Obviously, with the idea of putting on YouTube Shorts or putting it onto TikTok. I mean, it's shit because it basically doesn't pick anything up that's any good at all. But the idea is there. So if you could do that with TikTok on a Pico headset, it doesn't matter if it's shit. You be banging videos out, and that's a great point from Henry.
Yeah. So yeah, Pico 4 specs, they are interesting. We've got some interesting things coming. I am like, if Pico announced their 4 Pro before the MetaQuest Pro announcement, and it turns out it's like £500. It's not going to be. I know it's not going to be. I'm just putting it out there.
The Pico 4 might be.
Yeah, the Pico 4, I think, might actually be £400.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's my prediction. I think they want to line up with Quest 2.
Okay.
I don't think the Pro will be. I think the Pro will be significantly higher. I think it'll be probably £700-800.
Okay.
But that's half price. It's a half price Quest Pro.
So regarding Christmas, we know what people are going to go for.
35% discount for me. Whoop.
Yes, 35% discount for you. Okay, we need to move on to something else. But
because we have been doing the podcast for over an hour now, and we've only covered
2 subjects.
1 subject, 2 subjects. Well, I wrote
Pico 4. I've actually got that on my list.
Oh, I didn't. I wrote it down later on. So, okay. So, whose choice is next? Is it you, PowerOn?
Before the choice, I just want to remember. Too many beers. I just want to remind people, we do have a giveaway today. It is for a code for Zero Caliber Reloaded for the Quest 2. If you write the word reloaded on either of the chats, you will be entered for the end of the night. Even if you're not here, we will hunt you down, we will track you down, and we will force you to take that zero caliber reloaded key, whether you like it or not.
Okay, Slow Coach in your chat has just reloaded. Sim and my chat, Slow Coach, cheeky. Henry Van Leer's just put reloaded. Twice. Moonshine Games. Yeah, on the Wheel of Weeble.
Yeah, so that's being given away at the end of this. We will contact you somehow if we can. If not, we will remind you on the next podcast to get in contact with us. But yeah, check back in the last like 5 to 10 minutes of the podcast, even if you leave at some point in the next 10 minutes. And yeah, you might be in with a chance of winning a key for the Quest 2.
Excellent.
So the next choice is mine. Okay, what am I interested in? What do I care about the most? Okay, not what I care about the most, but I do want, and it's a real pity that Sergi Boy isn't here because this is up his alley. Kind of, because we discussed it once before and I wanted to go over it again, is the Nofio wireless adapter.
Yes! Wow.
Kickstarter. So, for those of you who don't know...
Can I just give, before we start, can I just give a little bit of background here? I was I thought that this was a non-starter. I thought it was 2 years too late, and I was sniffy and a bit dismissive about it. So
I don't disagree with you. I think that both me and Serge were of the same sort of opinion.
So, power on.
So, yeah. So have a look at this, right? If you're on my screen, you can see right now the Kickstarter page for the Nofio wireless adapter for the Valve Index. Okay, this is a brand new product. Okay, look at that money. Look at that total. That is not in dollars. That is in Great British pounds. So let's switch that over to dollars. That is 845,000 Australian dollars.
What was the target?
The target was 315,530 Australian dollars. They smashed that target in 24 hours.
Just to give you some context, in US dollars, they wanted to raise $200,000, right, in the Kickstarter complete, and they actually did that on the first day. So I have to put my hands up here and say I completely missed that. I didn't realize that was going to be a thing. Wow.
It's worthwhile also noting, though, right, that this is only for 1,321 backers. Right?
Fuck, they put a lot of money in then.
They have put a lot of money in. And the thing is regardless of how you look at this, whether it's 2 years too late or it is for old kit, it goes to show that the Valve Index is still a very relevant piece of kit today.
Oh, I totally regret selling my Valve Index. And like Serge like did a little jig when I told him that. Like the Pico Neo 3 Link wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I would rather have my Index back. Thank you very much. There you go.
Live and learn. Right, I'm just gonna have this running in the background anyway. Oh, that looks awful. Jesus. Okay. So yeah, the Nofio wireless adapter. Slow Coach has just pointed out that Wi-Fi 7 is coming next year, and it's got twice the bandwidth than 6E. Agreed, but most people are still happy with 6E.
Yeah.
And Nofio, like, they've obviously tapped into something here, and I'm hoping that what's going to happen from this is that they are going to be the premier modification adapter type people. Yeah. If this pays off for them, if this actually ends up being good, because we don't know. We've seen YouTubers review it.
Thrill Seeker and Kassonchari.
Yeah, and Nazi, I believe, has tried it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
but yeah, like they're all like, yeah, this is legit.
My friend Nazi, who I've met.
Oh, that's all right. Name drop in there.
Oh, here we go.
And Paradise Decay.
All right, calm down. He's going to start shouting about Mike soon.
Mike, Kassonchari.
Oh, I've got a photograph of me and Mike. I love Mike so much. And I wouldn't mind. He's such a nice guy. You know, like the reason Mike is so popular is because he actually, when you meet him, he is actually just Mike. He's just a lovely, lovely person. And we're going to see him again on Friday and Saturday, I think, aren't we? Clicks and Power On at EGX.
I really hope so. I would
Really?
love to meet the guy. He's,
yeah.
Like, I know he's your hero, and he's so close to being a hero to me. So yeah, I really want to meet the guy. I think he's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's awesome. I didn't know he was going as well.
Yeah, Beardo's going to be there. Gamertag's going to be there, and apparently we're all meeting up. So on the Friday night. So
one big VR orgy.
It's gonna be messy, mate. It's gonna be a British VR content creator meetup.
Grumpy Duck's going to be there. Steve Nose is going to be there.
I thought Steve Nose couldn't make it.
Yeah, I don't think you can make it.
Oh, can he not? Okay.
But yeah, there's going to be a lot of us there. And I mean, for those of you who aren't British, for those of you who are our American counterparts, Spanish counterparts, any of the other counterparts, I mean, you're not wrong. The stereotype for the Brits and booze is pretty on point, if I'm really honest. I mean, if any other podcast, you know, we start off with what we're drinking.
Woo! Well, that's why it's called the Virtually Rek't podcast, and that was your idea, Power On.
It was. I was just like, yeah, why don't we just mix two great things? British culture, aka booze, and VR.
It's gonna be awesome.
Like, I know I get a bit leery by the end of the night, but hopefully it's a bit of entertainment for you guys.
I'd love to see you get leery.
Well, I was very kindly invited down to Stratford-on-Avon to go to see Drop Dead the Cabin, and like I said, when I walked through the door, and like Cass and Cherry was stood there, Nazy was stood there, Mike was stood there, and Daisnetic and Eyes on VR and Dr. Oculus. Oh, by the way, I've repaired your figure because the feet broke off, Doctor, if you're watching. I was kind of overwhelmed, and Paradise did something really, really nasty to his two friends. He didn't tell them where he was taking them. So Dazed walked through the door and like saw Cass, Cherry, Mike and VR, Nazy, me, and he was just like, he stood in the door like this. And he said to me, what the fuck am I doing here? And I was like, dude, I feel exactly the same as you. So yeah. So EGX next week is going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Cannot wait.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think that should be the next topic, actually, is EGX.
So looking forward to it, man.
I know.
So, what is EGX?
EGX is a video game showcase, and there's going to be a lot of VR people there. Polyarch are going to be there with Winland 2, as far as I'm aware. Fast Travel Games are going to be there. Obviously, Gamertag is involved with Fast Travel, so he'll definitely be there.
We also have Dreams, I believe you said, Click.
Yes, Dreams, yeah.
Jimmy's going to be there, so that'd be cool to see him.
I really want to meet the Dreams guys. I bet they're amazing.
Yeah, I think Jimmy's going to be there Thursday and Friday, he said. So that'd be
so
cool.
What games have Dreams released? I mean, I know, but like tell the audience. Clicks.
So they've done Little Cities.
Yeah.
They've done Frack. The Phantom cover ops, which I played the other day.
Oh,
absolutely amazing!
That's like a 2-year-old game.
Oh, I didn't know nothing about it. I was
really. Oh my god!
There was an Dreams competition, and it was like, you know, if you won the competition, what game would you want? So I was like, okay, Phantom cover ops, and Jimmy emailed me to say, hey, look, here's a game key for it anyway. I was like, thank you very much. And I played it for about a whole week. Just didn't stop playing it.
Yeah, it's so good.
So good.
It's a really, really underrated game. I mean,
my god,
the PC version is really good. The Quest version is a little, like, the graphics are a bit of a downgrade. I did a review. I did a full Unlockables video. I loved it. I just thought it was just an amazing game.
It was nothing like I thought it was going to be. And when I started off, and you're just sneaking around.
Yeah.
It was so good, and it filled the mechanics of it's just
the paddles.
It plays so well. It plays so well.
So I called it a murder canoe simulator. in my videos. It's basically Sam Fisher in a canoe, and that is just the best description of it.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I was blown away by how good for a 2-year-old game.
Oh yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it's
It's
amazing.
better than most games are now.
Absolutely.
So VR Realm have said, I think End Dreams is only in the careers section, and not sure they're showing anything off. Well, they have only just released in the last couple of months Little Cities. I know that was May, but I can't really expect them to be showing off too much. They're not a massive publisher.
They've got Ghostbusters coming out later the year. So
I'm going to try and, even if they're already in the careers,
we can maybe tie Jimmy up, put him in a corner.
I was literally about to suggest this.
Torture him a little bit, tweak the nipples.
He might like that.
I was going to say, is that torture to you? Because
well, see if we get him to talk. But I can't. Yeah, I was so looking forward to Ghostbusters. So if I can sweet talk him,
I'm apprehensive about Ghostbusters.
No, we were blown away during the Oculus game showcase. Yeah. Can I just say, VR Realms just made a really good point there, which might kind of segue into something else. Splinter Cell VR. Now that got cancelled.
Well, to be fair, he said Splinter Canoe VR.
Yeah.
For those not drinking as heavily as Mac.
Splinter Murder Canoe.
Murder Canoe. So, this
Splinter Cell has been cancelled.
This segues nicely into something I want to talk about. So Splinter Cell, Ubisoft did a rejig, and they decided to drop Splinter Cell VR. And as you know, on Saturday at 8 PM British Standard Time, they did the Ubisoft Forward announcement, which was like an hour's video live stream with talking about all the games that are coming out for Ubisoft. And they said there's going to be an Assassin's Creed showcase at the end of the program. So I said to my wife, I'm really sorry, I know it's Saturday night, but I'm going to have to go and watch this, because obviously I was expecting an Assassin's Creed Nexus, which is the VR version of Assassin's Creed, announcement, quite clearly, because that's what it was set up for. And they didn't announce it.
You know what I did Saturday night, Mac? Instead of watching the Ubisoft Connect, I went to bed because I knew they weren't going to say a single fucking thing about Nexus.
Man, I just thought they would at least put a teaser in.
Leap of faith or something, man.
Yeah, to show how it works. Yeah, but so now my only hope is that Zuckerberg is keeping it under his wing for Connect 8 in October on October the 11th. So what do you think about that?
I honestly don't expect to see anything about Nexus at the Connect.
But we've had leaked footage. The game's running on Quest.
I know it is. And they were super pissed off that it got leaked.
Yeah, but like people like Sadly It's Bradley, he put a tweet out saying, if you were involved in the gameplay beta,
I remember this tweet. Yeah.
Yeah. If you took part in the gameplay beta on that night, it was obviously restricted to a certain amount of viewers. Can you please like DM me? So I DM'd him, even though I hadn't, and said, are you basically saying that you had access to Assassin's Creed Nexus? And he's just one word, yes. And I was like, right, fuck. And he said, I can't tell you anything about it. And that was the end of that.
I imagine that NDA is probably longer than that NDA that we signed the other week. Click.
Yeah,
I know.
And that NDA was long, man. That was a grind reading through that shit. To the point where after the first page, I was just like, scroll. Sign.
It's basically the same thing, though, isn't it? Don't talk about it. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it. Don't show any footage. But they just like to message it as scary as possible.
Yeah.
But I imagine coming from a company like Ubisoft, it must have been huge.
Yeah, like solicitors would be involved and all sorts of stuff. Put the old frighteners on you.
But yeah, I'm willing to put down a bet that we won't see Nexus at the Connect. If we do, I think it will be their showstopper. That they'll put a teaser rather than an actual showstopper. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
That'll be my bet anyway.
So, is Rainbow Six Siege, is that a Ubisoft game, or am I just being a bit dumb?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that Rainbow Six is under the Ubisoft.
Okay, so what about Breaches? Have you seen?
Man, this game looks so good. This game looks.
It's Rainbow Six. It's Rainbow Six in VR. Oh
man, it looks so good. Hang on, right? I've got to find this trailer.
Sorry, clicks.
If you go into their Discord, then they're gonna announce like the alpha testing, and you can join the alpha testing.
Oh, cool.
So
we'll be doing that. Right, hang on. Let's.
So before we show the before we show the trailer, clicks. Can you message me when you get information like this, because I am shit.
I am as well, mate. Clicks is on it. He is so on it.
Well, I mean, you've got
any chance to play a game for free? I'm there, man. I'm there.
Okay.
So yeah, no, I'll send you the invites to their Discord.
Thank you, mate.
We'll do the whole like just try and trade information and stuff on like the Mac Attacks chat.
Yeah.
Mac, did you get your little quill figure?
I didn't. No, I talked to I talked to the lady you put me in contact with, and she reached out to Polyarch. And is it Polyarch? Yes, it is. It's Polyarch. Yeah, she reached out to Polyarch and said, "Can you send him one?" And I never got it. I messaged her back, and she was like, "Oh, I'm really sorry."
Buddy.
Oh, dude, I know, I never got it, but you know, she tried. She tried for me. Maybe they just ran out, or maybe she just didn't like me.
Man, sorry.
Right, I'm gonna have to take a quick comfort break, which means I'm going to put my screen up. You two can keep talking, obviously. Oh, go away. Go away. Right, so I'm going to be back.
This is the model.
I'm going to be back in 2 minutes.
I've got one of those.
Okay, right. Well, we're going to run the trailer for Breaches then, I think, while you're off on your comfort break, if that's right.
I'll leave the screen running so you two can keep talking, but I'm going to just dip out for 2 minutes.
Cool, that works. Right, so have you seen this? Have you seen this trailer? Click.
I have. Yes, I have.
What do you think of it before we go into it?
It looks so good. Is it?
Have you played Rainbow Six?
Yeah. So it's like so what I gathered, it's like a co-op, and you two teams. You go in, you set up your traps and everything, and then it's chaos.
Yeah, so it's attack and defense, and it's a very strategic game, Rainbow Six Siege, and I really enjoyed it. I got really into it during the pandemic. They had it on offer, and this game, ladies and gentlemen, is basically Rainbow Six Siege in VR, and just look at it. Click. I don't know if you're sorry. I'm showing it on my channel right now.
That's fine. I'll see it. Who are the devs? Who are doing it? I can't remember.
Do you know what? I just saw their name and I've forgotten already.
Okay.
Triangle Factory.
Oh yeah, they done Hyperdash, didn't they? That's it.
Did they?
Yeah, they done Hyperdash.
Like there's a couple of worries that I have for this game, which I'll go into once the trailer's finished. Because look at that for a menu system, man. Like being able to just like tap. I've got my silencer. I've got my red dot, and we're jumping in. Like the enemy team, they've already set up. They've set up some traps on the floor. They've set up some mines on the walls, and then you get to actually scale the buildings like you did in Rainbow Six Siege.
Go through the windows.
Yeah, that's what they're doing in the trailer now. They're just setting up the explosive gel, and he's just gone invisible for some reason. I don't know why he's gone invisible. But that must obviously be a thing, like some sort of active camouflage. Does this game look, or does this game not look just phenomenal?
I cannot wait. Have they said like an actual date?
So they've said join the Discord. Let's just finish the last few seconds. I don't think they've said anything other than join the Discord. But yeah, like this has me super excited in the same way. Mac, what was that team-based game that didn't really take off? Larcenauts, that was the game, right? So this is giving me Larcenauts vibes in the way that This is either going to be really, really good, or it's going to have zero community.
Again, it all comes down to the marketing and how they price it, and they've got to be careful.
Pricing's going to be important.
Yeah. Sweaty boys.
Oh yeah, we had a good time, man. Oh no, like you having 2 kills over the course of 3 games was fine.
Oh, he loves.
Oh, Mac, you've muted your channel, apparently. Yeah, your channel's on mute currently.
Sorry, my microphone is. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
yeah.
We're back.
Sorry. Yeah, so we were talking about the difference between Larcenauts and Population 1 and how Population 1 has kept its user base. So if breaches can, from the day one, keep that... You know, it's like Ultimex is a free-to-play game, so that's going to have a massive player base because it's free and it's fun.
Released on Thursday this week.
Yeah, you know, it's free and it's fun. So if breaches does a similar thing, or, you know,
Here's the question, right? Which is going to be better for this type of game? Is it going to be better to sell the game, or is it going to be better to have battle passes? And if it's better to sell the game, part 2 of the question, what price do you think this needs to be sold at?
I think free with battle passes, but not pay to win.
No, I agree. I think these sort of games, you rely heavily on your users and having a good community. So I think free with battle passes as well.
What do you think the battle passes needs to contain in order to actually make this a viable investment?
Sorry, Clicks, carry on. Sorry.
Like, you know, obviously the normal, like the skins, weapon types, that kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know, just little dances that your figure can do. I don't know.
It's funny actually because this actually is going to segue into something else we want to talk about, which is Fortnite. So Fortnite's free to play, but they make a lot of money out of it because
my kids are on it now.
I know exactly. So
they play it non-stop.
So one of the things that I didn't mind about Population 1 is when they brought the battle passes in, and I was like, I'm having such a good time. I don't mind paying a little bit extra for some skins, from a gun, blah, 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 whatever it was. You know, so you maybe spent £5 a month, £10 a month just to keep the skins going. And I think that's
after you've already paid £30 for that game, though.
Yeah. So what I'm saying with breaches is if they sort of, you know, like the way they do it with like Rainbow Six Siege, where you can get like tags for your guns, you can get custom skins for your guns, you can get outfits for your operators, that kind of thing. I don't mind paying for. You know, if I'm enjoying the game, I will buy stuff.
See, I have a different opinion to you two on this one. My opinion is twofold. One, that I don't think battle passes are the way to go on this. And the reason being for that is that if this is free to play and you don't have a dedicated team of 4 or 5, sorry, for this one, you're going to end up in a team of randoms, and that team on Oculus Quest is likely to be a 7-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 15-year-old, and if you're very, very lucky, a 25-year-old, right? That's going to be your team of 4 and you, okay? Is that game going to be fun? Is it going to be tactical? Probably not. if I'm really honest with you, it's going to be like playing gorilla tag with guns. So, how much the community stays at that point when you've got that kind of gameplay? I think very little. I think actually having a small amount of money paid at the beginning that prevents that from happening, right? So that you are, even if it's like $7.99, okay?
I was thinking,
that
I was thinking
makes it
$14.99,
cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
It makes it cost prohibitive for a certain group of people. And I don't want to hate on kids because some kids, they're great to play with. Like, genuinely great to play with.
Knock is still full of kids.
In video games, I'd like to point out what he's saying there. He's saying that kids are great to play with in video games.
Yes. Yes. So
VR Realm VR Realm's just made a really good point. He said he wants a no build mode in Pop 1. Like they did in Fortnite.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I could see that. I actually like the building in Pop 1 personally. I don't think it's a prohibitive part of the game. With the balance of the weapons in recent months, I genuinely don't feel like building it's not like Pop 1 where you're just having build battles. A lot of it is more sort of mid-range with a lot less close-range stuff. So, I mean, I would definitely be up for that as a mode.
Metropolis no build mode. Wow, that would be amazing.
But yeah, no, that's cool. But yeah, anyway, the second part of what I was going to say is actually not about skins to do with breaches. I think what they should do instead is focus on tournament play. And actually, instead of putting money into development of skins, put money into actual paid tournament prizes.
Yeah, so you can actually just
say, right,
yeah,
4 weeks after we release this game, we are holding a tournament. We are going to live stream the shit out of it. We're going to get Meta involved. We're going to get Twitch involved. We're going to make this something that people want to watch. We're going to develop a way that we can actually showcase it. And we can be like, oh yeah, Zero Dawn is making his way to the left building. He is going to go up this building. But we already know that, Phantasmal is behind that door and he's guarding it and he's set up this trap and that trap. I want to see people that are hosting games, that are hosting the actual live stream. I want to see actual real money for tournaments. That's what I think is going to bring people in. I don't know if you guys have been watching any of the Veil tournaments and the live streams for that, but that stuff is shit hot.
Yeah, spectator mode as well. So people can just
definitely
watch.
A spectator mode.
Yeah. Maniac Psycho said Minecraft no build mode. That's just wandering around a fucking flat plane with nothing to do. Right, so Fortnite.
Coming to VR.
Is it? Yeah.
Is it though? That's the question.
I bloody hope not.
Yeah, because that's going to take over your life.
I hope it is. I really hope it is.
So the guy
am I going to play it?
I will never see my Quest again.
The guy on
my kids would just be, get off, Dad. No.
The guy on Twitter called Hypex, and he's like a well-known Fortnite Twitter guy, and he said that they put tags in for Quest 2 specifically VR, not FPS mode, which was like the thing that everybody said, oh no, this is just an FPS mode. It's actually Quest and Quest 2 VR modes. So there are 350 million registered Fortnite players in the world. Imagine if you could play that on your headset, on your Quest
100%.
headset.
I am in. Do it. I don't play Fortnite. I've never really. It's never really done anything for me, graphically or the type of gameplay that is. I'm definitely not fast enough to do the type of building that you need to be good at that game.
Build and shoot at the same time. It's too difficult, man.
But the thing about Fortnite, there's another thing that people don't realize about Fortnite is that they have their own kind of little mini metaverse because they have these events. So that's really interesting. And if they can do that in VR, with all the skins you can get, and you can be Darth Vader, you can be a stormtrooper, you can be a banana, you can be whatever you want. That sounds amazing. It sounds absolutely amazing.
I see this is the thing, right? Is we had, what was the PCVR version that was made by Raptor Labs, I believe. It was like a PUBG type game. Was it Last Stand or
yeah, something like that, yeah.
And I really wanted that to work. And it didn't, but mainly I think because it was in PCVR. And we need a lot more stuff on Quest 2. Because that's what undeniably that's what's pushing VR, and Fortnite coming to it would be huge. PUBG coming to it, if they removed the fucking bots, would be amazing for it. Anything that expands the battle royale genre, because at the moment, what's the one game we have?
Pop 1.
Pop 1, and it's a great game. I love it.
Yeah.
I love playing it. But we need to diversify. We need some more realism, or we need a great already existing brand to really shove it. If they were to release Fortnite in December this year, I think it would drive Quest sales through the absolute roof.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Christmas.
We do have a battle royale, but it's by the people who did War Dust and Gang V.
Yeah, Raptor Labs.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, is that who it is? All right, sorry, yeah. It's called Standout.
That's the one, not Stand. Yeah,
Standout.
Not Last Stand, Standout.
Yeah,
yeah. So, and that pretty much failed because it's basically a dead game at this point.
Yeah. Like my opinion about Fortnite is that you have this user base already, and a lot of them are going to be gamers. A lot of them maybe will already have quests, and if they can just jump into the quest and play Fortnite, and Fortnite's been going for how many? It's like 2014, I think Fortnite released.
A billion years.
Yeah, it's like 8 years. So if they can get that slick UI in VR with the sort of the gameplay that Fortnite has, I think that's going to be a game changer for VR. That's going to sell, like you said, in December, that will sell a shitload of headsets.
Would you start Click? I don't know if anyone else noticed, but to me, Click's face kind of had a sneer when we started mentioning Fortnite. Like, oh my, all three of them, they never stop playing it. It's always and forever.
It's the arguments as well. The argument that goes on. Like, oh.
But would you start playing Fortnite if it came to VR?
I would certainly give it a go. I certainly would give it a go because I struggle like with the controllers playing on the Xbox and PlayStations. I get trouble with the aiming. In VR, I'm much better.
Because you need a PC, buddy.
With cooking with the mouse, that's cheating, man.
PC Master Race. That's the only way.
But yeah, no, I would definitely try it without a doubt. And I think again, it's gonna be huge. You guys are right. It's gonna be through the roof for sales. All the kids will want one. If they've not got a Quest 2, they're all gonna want just to actually be in the game, to be in the, to be in that kind of Fortnite.
I think
world.
It would have to start off as a no build version, right? I don't think they could actually have a build version straight off the bat unless they did the building like they do on Population 1, and have just one type of build that you can make. So just a horizontal or vertical build. No.
Yeah. Before I was into VR, I used to be a massive Battlefield player, and I got something called a Zim Apex. I don't know if you know what that is.
I do not know what that is.
Okay, Zim Apex basically. So I was playing on my Xbox because I didn't have a PC at the time. The Zim Apex let you use a keyboard and mouse on Xbox, and it fucking changed everything. I was like a god. I turned into a god on Battlefield.
I would have been shouting, he's using aimbot. He's using aimbot.
It was like my stats just went through the roof because basically I either played infantry, anti-tank, or I was in a tank. So in a tank, the controller works absolutely fine. But anti-tank and infantry with a Zim Apex was like slaughter. I know it's kind of cheating, but wow. Yeah, it was. Wow.
Here's the thing, though, is when you moved over from Xbox onto PC, did you then realise that you were only average?
Oh, yeah. Like, so basically what is I've got my half brother. That's a very long story. He's a massive Battlefield player, and he lives in Austria, in Vienna, and he was like get a PC and play with me. And I was like, yeah, all right, okay. You know, I was using my Zim Apex on my Xbox, and I jumped into PC, and I just realized what a fucking noob I was. I was just getting rinsed, and it takes so long to get that muscle memory. You know, it wasn't the fact that I was a bad player. It was the fact that, like, when you're getting shot at and you panic and your hands go a bit weird and you're like, instead of being WASD, you were like EDRF instead, and you were like pulling grenades out instead of like strafing left, and it's like, oh, fuck's sake. But yeah.
See, I've always been a PC player. So like for me, it's, I built my first PC when I was 11 years old, I think, which would have made me 12 years old. 1999 is the year I built my first PC. And those things that you're holding right now, they were fucking sacrilegious.
Yeah. Oh,
my.
These are sidewinders. So good. Wow.
Is that a sidewinder?
No, that's a sidewinder. That's an Xbox Elite version 2 that my beautiful wife bought me for Christmas last year.
Nice.
But yeah, like that's huge. And the thing is moving over to VR, I feel like it genuinely evens the playing field for most people.
Absolutely.
Because I'm not fast enough. Like, I used to play in my late teens, I used to play competitive Counter-Strike. And this was back in like the 1.6 days, and I used to make a little bit of money out of it. And that was great, you know. Like, I had those twitch movements down, and it was fantastic. But these days, I'm old. Like, I know you're fucking old, but I'm old, right?
Oh, thank you.
And I don't have that movement speed anymore. But do you know what really evens the score is when it's not about millisecond response times anymore. It's about using weapons in the correct way and moving in the correct way, and that changes everything.
It does, yeah. I mean, I was a massive airsoft player. Played for over 10 years, and when I moved into VR, especially Onward, I think Onward was like the one that got me, was that I was actually used to reloading, so it wasn't a problem for me. Whereas most people, they get the gun, they go, "Oh, how do I reload?" I was like, "No, fucking," and this is an AK, so you have to from this side. This is an M4, so you have to pull from this side. This is an MP5, so you have to pull from this side. This is a G3, you pull from that side. So like, playing with those guns for me was like very intuitive, and I always know that you never round a corner. You don't do the Call of Duty boink. You round a corner and you pie it. You literally run the corner like this, and you never ever cross an open space unless somebody's covering you.
Yeah, unless you're stacked up.
Yeah, and you know, when we used to play a lot of Onward, we would always have this. The last man would always say "last man," and then he would cover, like, if you were crossing an open space, the last man would then go to the other side of that space and cover you when you moved, and then you would say "last man," and then he would move on. And it like the way that we played airsoft actually translated really well into Onward. And you know, unfortunately, the guy I used to play with is a friend of mine called Dan. He doesn't play anymore. But we were like we were an amazing team in Onward. We were just like proper tactical, and I loved that. Yeah, so those skills translate into VR better than they do into like sort of Call of Duty or something like that.
I have a little bit of an interesting story about this. Okay, I introduced one of my friends, and he's one of my best friends in the world. He's an amazing guy. He goes on the online tag as Hairy Cargo. And he came around mine, and I said to him, because he's a massive horror fan, I said, right, you realise that Resident Evil 4 is in VR now. You can live that story. You can play that game. And he was like, have you got it? And I'm like, yes, I have it. So I shoved the headset on him, and I stuck him into sort of not at the beginning, because I wanted him to actually experience some sort of like fun. So I stuck him about 20% of the way into the game, and it's one of the first times you meet the baghead with the chainsaw.
Yeah.
And I said, right, it's simplified, but essentially all of your weapons are just use them like in real life. So you're just going to point at him and you're going to fucking shoot. And when you run out of ammo, you're going to eject it and you're going to stick a new clip in. Right? Nice and simple. I couldn't have been more clear that it is just like real life, but slightly more simplified than Resident Evil 4. This guy died 19 times. 19 times before he realized that in order to load a shotgun, you have to put shells in it rather than press R. This is going back. This is going back to the Into the Radius thing. Is that you go into a situation where you have your gun and it's loaded, and you have your magazines, and you're like, "Oh, I'm really confident," and you go in, and then you get one of those fucking sliders, the ones that teleport towards you, and you're like, oh shit, I shot at him when he wasn't there. Oh shit, I shot at him when he wasn't there again. Shit, I need to reload. Drop the mag. Oh fuck, I dropped my mag on the floor. Fuck, I haven't. And then it's the panic thing in VR that works really well. It's because like in Call of Duty, you just go press a button and you reload. Whatever. But in like Into the Radius and Onward and like you said, Resident Evil, you have to like physically drop the mag, put a new mag in, cock the gun, fire. And if something like horrible, like the sliders, they're fucking scary, are like in your face and you're running backwards and you're thinking, shit, I've dropped that mag, but I need that mag because I need to reload it because I know I'm going to be doing something else further on. And that's what makes VR so great. Oh, right. Okay. What else do we want to talk about? Tell you what, Click, what do you want to talk about? We can either talk about Valve fixing the VR hardware survey, Meta joining up with Qualcomm
for
their new chips. I think that's all we've got left apart from an in-depth look at Into the Radius.
The Meta one, the in-depth.
Okay, let's have a look at Meta and Qualcomm then. So, Mac, you know what's going on with this. You did a news story about it recently, I think.
I did, yes. So basically, Meta have partnered with Qualcomm to produce the next generation of mobile virtual reality chips. So like the Qualcomm 888, as it's been rumored to be. But the thing I found really strange about it was that it's not exclusive. So if Meta and Qualcomm come up with this chip, Qualcomm are going to sell it to whoever they want to sell it to. And so they haven't tied Qualcomm down to a specific chip partnership. It's a open relationship where they're trying to produce the next VR chip for standalone VR. Which when Mark Zuckerberg announced it, I could almost see him clenching his teeth that he couldn't sort of basically say, oh, Qualcomm are now our partners and you can lock and fuck off. So how do you think about that? How'd you like them apples?
Tell you what, Click, you go first. What do you think about this partnership?
Can I just 1 second? I've just got to check my camera.
It's fine, it's working.
Okay.
It's the power on it. I don't want to suddenly lose me.
You should be fine.
You should be fine. You had 80% before we started.
I know it's down to 30%. I was wondering.
That's more than enough for the rest of this podcast.
Oh, do you reckon?
Oh yeah, we've been going for nearly 2 hours now. Right, so
yeah, we'll be probably on for another 20 minutes, so you'll be fine.
Sorry, I was panicking about that. What was the question?
Right, what do you think about the Meta Qualcomm partnership? Do you know anything about this?
I've not looked into that at all. The Qualcomm.
Okay, so yeah, it's like Mac just said. Basically, Qualcomm, they were at, I think it's IAP, is the conference that they were at recently, and they announced something pretty big, which is that they are working with Meta to make these new chips. And they are actually going to the XR2 chip is actually being renamed. So the XR2 chip is the one that's currently in the Quest 2.
Okay.
That's actually being renamed the XR2 Gen 1.
And the Quest Pro.
Well, the Quest Pro is going to have an updated XR2 chip. So I guess realistically, what we could call that is the XR2 Gen 1.5. I think that would be a reasonable thing to call it. Because it's not a Gen 2, is it? It's not like a brand new chip as such.
No, it's already been made. It's just I think it's better production values that make the chip a bit quicker. I used to years and years ago. I used to work in a fabrication plant that made DRAMs for Fujitsu, and what you would do is you would make a chip, and it would be the initial chip, and then you would get the yield on the chips. There would only be a certain amount of chips that would actually meet the standard to be called that particular chip. So I think what's happened is that Qualcomm have now, what's the word I'm looking for? They've got better at making that chip, and that means that chip can actually run faster. So the yields are better, and the chip actually runs faster, and that's like a production problem. It's way too complicated to sort of talk about in a podcast. So what's happened is like PowerOn said, the XR2 has now been produced for over 2 years. What happens is you make incremental changes to the chip, which make it faster. So the XR2 that's going to be in the Quest Pro is probably going to be a 1.5, like PowerOn said. But I think what Meta are now looking to do is to make the XR2 2.0.
Yeah, and beyond is from what what they were saying.
Yeah, it's a long-term partnership.
They're looking at working with Meta for like 7 years or something.
Yeah.
Where they're going to be producing chips that are going to be driving the driving force behind the VR industry, essentially. Yeah. So we're going to be looking at XR2 Gen 2, XR2 Gen 3, 4, 5. And so, yeah, it's still going to be along the lines of the XR2, but we're going to be pushing as hard as we can in order to make more and more things possible. So obviously now we've managed to produce something that's going to be able to game with color pass through and AR sort of capabilities, and it's got all the processing available for that, mixed with the idea that we're going to be doing more stuff with more things. So I'm trying to think what it's actually called. The API that they released for devs that allowed them to have several different windows open all throughout the home environment or in game. Like they're the sort of things that these new XR chips are going to actually start producing the ability for us to actually experience.
Okay.
And that's pretty cool. I mean, it's big, but on the whole, it's not going to interest many people because the only thing that most people care about is Quest 3. And that makes sense.
Yeah. Everyone wants better graphics and
yeah, of course you do.
Kind of stuff.
And it's so I've got an interesting chat going on here. So basically, Rezol said an upgraded version of the current chip. Yes, it is, but it does need better cooling. But you've got to remember that the Quest is 2-year-old tech, and you have this what's that graph called? The technology graph that says 18 months you double your performance. I can't remember what it's called.
I can't remember what the law is called.
Yeah,
but yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so
every 18 months.
Yeah, so every 18 months, you basically can expect an X2 in performance, which is basically what's happened. So my experience when I used to work in a fabrication plant was that when we first started making a certain chip, we would get 45, 50% yield, and then they would tweak the process until you got something like 95% yield, which was...
Moore's Law, apparently it's called.
Moore's Law, yes. Okay, yeah. So you get like a 95% yield. But then what would happen is you carry on tweaking, your yield wouldn't go up, but the speed and the quality of the chips would increase because the engineers would look at the different layers of the chips. You have like your photo layers, you have your implant layers, you have your etch layers, and they would tweak, and it would just basically make the chip faster. And then this is why you get like first generation chips wouldn't be as quick as the second generation chips, third generation chips. Still the same chip, but the third generation chip would be like 95% yield and maybe 50% more efficient. You know, power and you know, all those sorts of stuff. So that's what's happening with XR2 because it's been produced for 2 years now. You've got Moore's Law, you know, whatever Moore's Law says, and this is why the Quest Pro has that increased ability over the XR2 chip that's in the Quest 2 is because you've got 2 years of development, and they've tweaked it and tweaked it and tweaked it. Cooling is a really big thing. There's a couple of people, I think Rezol said, like, about cooling. Cooling's a big thing, but then you've got 2 years worth of experience. You've got people like John Carmack working on your chip, and he's like a genius. And they just like work problems out, you know, smaller fans, more fans that are smaller, and it's all about cooling. And it's all about clock speeds. So, yeah.
Oh, right. Well, that is Meta and Qualcomm. Big things to come. So, there are a few things that I want to go through quite quickly, actually, because we've, as you say, we've been on the air for 2 hours. But there are still some things that I want to go through. One of which is what Brandon Butler has just asked, which is how do we feel about Zenith? We played quite a bit of Zenith for a while, didn't we, Mac?
We did, yes, we played a lot.
Did you play anything, Click?
Yeah, I did it. I got it when it first launched. I played it solid for about 2 weeks. Never been back.
Yeah.
Pretty
much
too.
the same. I think we did about 3 or 4 weeks, right?
We did a lot of live streams, and we did a lot of like community playthroughs.
It's everything that I should like. You can climb, fight. There's so much you could do, but I don't know. It just the fighting is very just not realistic. There's no haptics feedback. It's like you're just fighting thin air.
Yeah.
All the avatars look the same. There's just so. I mean, I know. Yeah. It can be a great game, but there's just so much that I just don't like about the game, really.
The thing I think is the problem, Brandon, for us as creators is that there's too much other out there. And we don't have the time to dedicate our lives to something like Zenith. Like I really wanted to. I really wanted to turn out to be the Zenith guy.
Yeah.
Similar to World of Warcraft, but it just wasn't to be. We had so many other things to try and so many other things to move on to, unfortunately.
Yeah, Weebles just made a great point there. After the fall, season 2 releases quite soon. New guns.
It does on the 15th. That's on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm on holiday. Yeah, Beto Benjo someone.
Have you got After the Fall? Click.
Yeah, I'll play After the Fall. I love it.
Okay, maybe we should do something on. Maybe we should do something Thursday. We'll do maybe do a live stream.
Is that when season 2 starts? Thursday.
That is when season 2 starts.
Oh, nice.
Ah, damn it! I'm in Turkey. I'm in Turkey on holiday.
Oh, how bad for you being somewhere lovely.
You can feel sorry for me.
Drinking the old Turkish wine.
I've never been to Turkey. I've never ever been to Turkey, so I don't know what to expect. I'm looking forward to the food. I love going somewhere and trying the food, trying the local beer. So yeah, I'm just like I'm not thinking about YouTube for a week. That would be really good for my heart.
Don't drink the tap
Not thinking about YouTube for a week is fantastic. Genuinely, like it's amazing not to think about YouTube for a week. It won't happen though. You'll still check your phone.
Yeah.
Without.
Anyway, so let's have a quick talk then about the Valve fix. Valve apparently, I'm not saying that it's true because at this point, who knows? But apparently, Valve have fixed the Steam VR hardware survey.
Yeah, so this is VR's on an exponential curve, right? So we've gone from like 2016, where it was very, very flat. Quest released, we got a bit of a gut, and then Quest 2 released, and we started to get that exponential curve. The figures that Valve released for July, August, they were not on the exponential curve. So,
Yeah, it's thrown everything into question now, hasn't it? Like, Absolutely. How much of Valve's VR survey? Like, I want to believe Valve, everything Valve does, because Valve is Valve, and I there is a special place in my heart for Valve.
Yeah.
However, this era has thrown into account everything, has thrown into just, do we believe what the hardware survey is saying at all now? Do we beve the last 2 years of the Steam hardware survey?
No, I think I think like the last 3 months have been a bit odd. Something happened. They changed the parameters, and it was that big thing with the 16% other headsets. That's what caused the problem. So they've obviously looked at that and thought that wasn't quite right. But the exponential curve has peaked and sort of dropped as well in August. But that might be down to the sales of Quest 2. It might be down to the price increase. You know, it might be down to the fact that there's been no real big games released in the past sort of 2 or 3 months. I think they've figured out what the problem is, and I think that's an anomaly, and I think we'll see it return to what it was in the Thanksgiving and Christmas period, where there's going to be a lot of headsets sold, a lot of users coming onto Steam VR. So, yeah, okay, that's my opinion.
I assume that it doesn't mean a huge amount to you, Click, being a pure mobile gamer.
PCVR. What's that, man?
Well, I'll be honest with you, playing Red Matter 2 on the Quest and playing Red Matter 2 on the PC, which I did, there was absolutely no difference. Absolutely no difference. The PC
What about Into the Radius as well? Have you played that on PCVR?
That's a whole different kettle of fish.
That's a whole different kettle of fish. It's the same with Zero Caliber. Zero Caliber and Zero Caliber Reloaded. It's like completely different thing.
Genuinely, man, if you want to come up to mine, this is a genuine invitation, mate. I know we're on podcast. If you want to come up, I will show you the difference between mobile and VR and PC VR gaming.
Up. Where does he live? You live down. You live in the arse end of down south. Oh, he lives.
London.
Power lives in the.
London.
Oh,
he
you
lives.
live.
He lives roughly 2.5 hours away from me.
2.5 hour drive. So.
If you want to, mate, I'll put you up for the night. You're more than welcome. You can come stay.
He'll make you sleep in the van.
Some breakfast.
He'll make you sleep in the van.
No, you don't have to sleep in the van.
Do not
trust me. It's
do not take a blue light into that van.
I'll be in my van. I'll sleep in my van. It's fine.
Okay.
I've got a van. We'd be van boys.
Oh, van boys.
Driving around your estate.
I'm a Porsche guy. I'd have to sleep in the fucking Boxster.
When I went to go and visit Henry Van Leer, okay, he's a good friend of mine that I met through VR actually. I went up to his and I took a laptop with a 2080 chip and my headset and everything and my gun stock, and I showed him the difference between what is on Quest and what is in PC. And specifically, I obviously showed him the classic, which is Half-Life Alyx.
You had to do Half-Life Alyx, yeah.
And Henry, I hope you don't whether you disagree with me or not. I swear, man, you were close to tears because it's for somebody that is. I don't know if you played like the Half-Life 2 games back in the day, or if anything like that was a big thing for you. It was a massive thing for me back in the day, and seeing Half-Life Alyx. Like, he didn't even play that much. He played the bit where you're just on the balcony.
Yeah.
At the very beginning of the game. And it is heart-pounding.
See this? Right, even now, how long's Half-Life Alyx been out? The hair on the back of my neck is standing up because of that balcony scene. I don't understand how Valve do it. I don't, like...
Because they care, Mag. That's the thing.
So the best VR game I've ever played... on PC, and then Half-Life Alyx is here, like way above it. Like somebody rendered. There's a bit where in one of the videos I made where you sort of, you're in an alleyway and I picked a can up, and the can was very shiny, and looked inside, and somebody rendered the inside of the can.
Yeah,
and I was like, so there's a bit. Right after the balcony scene where you go down into your kind of sort of apartment,
base, I guess.
Yeah. So there's if you don't know, there's a picture of dog hidden on one of the shelves, and if you pick it up and look at it and you turn it, it has fingerprints on it, right? It has fingerprints on it.
And it's fucking amazing.
And I was like, that's got fingerprints on it. Like, what? You know, I actually scanned one of the barcodes. I did this. I took a screenshot and I scanned one of the barcodes on the water, or is it like the wafer thing, that you pick up at the beginning? Yeah. I scanned the barcode, right? And the barcode took me to a website that told me what it was. That's how fucking
amazing.
That's how fucking crazy Half-Life Alyx is. It's crazy.
Yeah, come up, man. Like, I will hook you up in an entire day of like trying whatever you want. We'll buy some extra shit if you want to try it, and I'll just show you what you've been missing, man. Because it's mind blowing what PCVR has available to it.
Well, the good thing is that his 20-year-old PC could probably run Half-Life 2 VR.
It can't, because it would have to run two. Because it would have to run two of them.
Oh my god! No, like PCVR would always be the cutting edge, and Valve would always be at the cutting edge of the cutting edge. So the Decard, when it comes out next year, this whole idea of the modular headset, I think, is amazing. They're gonna basically build the headset and future-proof the screens, which is the big thing. They're gonna future-proof the screens, and then you can just basically add on to your Decard as like the Steam Deck. You can add on to it as you go along. Decard is going to be the Valve thing, but unfortunately they're on Valve time. So
yeah, when it's ready, it'll be ready, and even then you'll still wait a year.
Yeah, I know. But in the meantime, on Friday this week, the Half-Life 2 VR mod releases on Steam. On Steam, and it is so good.
It's so good. Like, even with the last couple of weeks of updates, it's phenomenal.
Right, I've live streamed it 6 times now, and I've played for 3 hours on every single stream, and I still haven't finished the game. It's amazing. So the buggy bit and the sort of what's the boat, the hover boat,
the hovercraft,
you just need to get through them because they're a bit
they're horrible. They're truly horrible.
It's not,
but there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, but they're not bad. You just need to not make sudden movements. But that's like 2 hours of a 20-hour game. So you can get through it. You can get through it. But I got to the bit where you actually get into the Citadel and you fight the Striders. It's so hard, and it was so good. It was so good. The developer Wormsley would come on my stream, and he would say it's almost as if Valve developed the game with VR in mind, because it was not easy to port the VR mod, because nothing's ever easy, but it was almost as if they had VR in mind when they made the game. Full reloads. The head crabs are fucking terrifying in Half-Life 2.
Oh,
because they're so fast. Like in Half-Life Alyx, they're really slow, but in Half-Life 2, they're whoop, straight to your face. They're come around the corner, fucking get in there.
They're expecting you to kill them with a fucking mouse.
Exactly, yeah.
Rather than actually having to deal with that shit, and it's terrifying.
It is. It's so good. Half-Life 2 VR mod releases this. Is it Friday 16th? I think.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so it's free and it's on Steam. And that is another amazing thing about Valve. They've just said, right, yeah, fuck it, you can do that.
Because they were getting into legal problems, weren't they? But then Valve managed to find a way around the legal problems with Wormslayer, and they're releasing it anyway. Because Valve, who owned the rights to it, don't care that it's being released on Steam. It's only because certain other lawyer-type wankers were getting involved in it that was going to cause problems.
Yeah. So as long as you own Half-Life 2, which I think if you can buy the full Half-Life 2 experience, so episode 1, episode 2,
not episode 3.
Not episode 3. We cry. We cry when we think about episode 3. And mod support is coming for episode 1 and 2 as well. Wormsley has confirmed that is happening. So just
Right, okay, so we are getting towards the end. I would quickly like to mention...
Did we talk about MetaConnect? Did we talk about Meta
We
Connect?
haven't talked about Connect, but I mean, Connect has been confirmed for the 11th of September.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg's going to do his big.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. It's probably going to be pretty big. Click.
Well,
any thoughts on what you think is going to be there?
I think they're obviously going to maybe show a bit more about the Cambria. Do you think they're going to show any like games, any new software?
They did last year.
Did they?
They did last year. We got GTA San Andreas, which we've heard nothing of since then.
Do you think we'll hear anything about that?
I don't think we will. I think they're going to bury that now because I have a feeling it's a year away minimum. I don't even think it will come to the Quest 2. I think it will come out on the Quest 3.
No, I don't think it will come out at all on the Quest 2.
Mm.
I think there'll be some hardware stuff, but about the Cambria, but yeah, I don't know.
So with all the leaks, I think their thunder has been stolen, and I think the Pico are going to do something a couple of weeks before that's going to make them think, oh shit, we can't sell the Cambria at $1,500 because like the Pico is going to launch it. You know, the Pico 4 is going to launch at £500. Let's just say £400. PowerOn thinks the Pro's going to launch at £1,000.
I think they'll still sell it. They'll do the Apple thing. They'll be like, "Well, we're Meta. We can sell with whatever the fuck price we want."
But do you think the Pro is going to sell?
I think it will sell enough that they won't care.
Because it's basically targeting a niche audience.
Well, they already stated that they're only looking to ship about 3 million units in the first year, aren't they? And I think they'll easily do that regardless of what price point they put it at.
Okay. I'm not so sure.
No,
I'm not so sure.
They will.
I
agree with Clicks. I think that's a hard sell.
I think the current climate as well, the way things are, I don't think people.
Yeah, but it's not. I'm not talking about your consumers. I'm talking about enterprise.
No,
I think there will be companies that purchase this based on the idea that they're trying to be part of the metaverse.
I think this is the Sega Mega Drive CD thing. It launched,
which, just so that we're clear, was awesome.
It was, but it was expensive and it was launched at the wrong time.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. I agree.
I
bought one.
The Sega Mega CD was beyond its time. Like, it was doing stuff before the PS1 existed.
I'm going to use that statement against you. It was beyond its time. I think
it was beyond its time, and it was amazing.
So I think the Quest Pro is beyond its time and too expensive.
Fair.
Okay. So just for quickness,
I think it's too expensive. I'm gonna refute that. I don't think that the Quest 2 is beyond its time at all. But I think the pricing is.
The Quest Pro, not the Quest 2.
Yeah, sorry, the Quest Pro. I don't think it's beyond its time at all. In fact, I think it's behind the times at this point.
I think that Decard's going to come out next year and just change the landscape like the Index did.
Oh God, the moment that I get to play Decard and just say goodbye Meta, it's all about the Decard now, baby.
You and Surjical, Murmur Meta. I'd just like to say one thing before we go off is I've been approached by Liv to do an interview. It's probably not going to happen until I get back on my holidays. So I will be featured on their podcast, nice. And I'll being interviewed either by Cosmotron, who's one of the Liv engineers, or sadly it's Bradley. I'm not sure. They haven't actually stated yet. So something to look out for in the next 2 weeks. I don't think we have anything else to talk about.
Oh, I have. I've got other topics, but I don't think we've got time. We can go over a couple just quickly if you want.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go for it.
So the first one I wanted to point out is the new Contractors mod update, which is really turning things around. Like until recently, I wouldn't have said Contractors is the #1 FPS game on any VR platform. I am very quickly deciding that Contractors actually may just be the best FPS game in existence for VR right now.
You are talking about the Halo mods, aren't you?
It's not just the Halo mods, it's the thing that allows the Halo mods, but also allows like the Star Wars Battlefront mods. And just like they've released this like VR physics playground that just allows people to import all sorts of shit from Pavlov and other places, that just makes this game truly, truly phenomenal, to the point where when we're done here, that's the rest of my evening. Like, I'm jumping on Contractors to go and have some fun, and I will probably be playing Contractors all of tomorrow.
We need to stream. We need to do a stream when I get back from my holidays.
Yeah, 100% on for that. So yeah, if you haven't jumped into Contractors recently, it's definitely one to try out again, because things are changing. Things are changing big time. The other thing that I wanted to point out, which arguably should have been the biggest piece of information on this stream, and I'd forgotten about it until someone mentioned it about 20 minutes ago, is Prey Dog's Injector mod.
Oh God! Oh, this is the Vorpex rival.
This is the Vorpex rival. This is what's going to essentially, what this does, as far as I'm aware, because I haven't looked into it well enough, is it injects the ability to VR a game into anything that has a Unity engine. Am I right in that? Someone
Unreal.
tell me that I'm wrong.
Unreal.
Is it Unreal Engine?
I thought it was Unreal Engine.
JS says yes, but that could be yes to either of our statements. Unreal 3 to 5. Yes, JS.
Yes,
Unreal 3 to 5. Yeah. Cool. Right. So, so anything Unreal. So that's pretty mind blowing.
Yeah. So it's like, the thing I love about the Half-Life 2, Alex, the Half-Life 2 mod is the fact that it's got full motion controls and realistic reloading. So if you could do that in any game, I always liked the idea of the Cyberpunk 2014, whatever it is, mod, but I didn't like the fact that you had to use a controller. But if you could make 2079 work in
like
VR,
sixed off with controllers.
Sixed off with the controllers. Fuck. I mean, obviously, I'd have to get like a PC that was on your level, and obviously, clicks would have to.
Yours isn't
upgrade.
far off of mine,
really. My tech's like 2 years old, man. It's like a 2080 Ti. Clicks is what's he running, a 978 or something?
You saw, I told you my specs a while ago. Was it like a i3 and crap?
Peasant.
He's using the i3 GPU, the built-in i3 GPU. That's what it is.
No. Oh my God!
I don't think you've got a graphics card. It's fucking shocking.
No, I don't. I think when you were describing it to me, I don't remember you actually mentioning a dedicated graphics chip.
It's awful, man.
Peasant.
I am. I blame the government.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, Power On?
No, those were the other two that I wanted to mention, because I felt like it would be disgusting not to mention them. There is one more thing I want to say quickly, and it's to do with something that Clickster put in the chat earlier today, which is there is a new game coming out this week. On the 15th, I think, is the official release date for the early access, which is a game called War of Wizards.
Yes, I'm on. I've got early access to that.
Thank you very much, you have? Clicks. Right. We need to get on then and jump in together.
I'll be in Turkey. Sorry.
Yeah, useful. So anyway, this War of Wizards.
Surge got it. Did Surge get it as well?
I don't know if Surge got it. But War of Wizards is essentially Harry Potter meets League of Legends. The idea is that there are two wizards on the ends of a battlefield, and between them is some lanes. And you have to choose what you're going to cast. And you do this by actually drawing the spell with your wand. Now, you can cast summon creatures, you can cast fireballs, you can cast lightning storms, you can cast big old gusts of wind. And you can choose whether or not you're going to really push the creatures or whether you're going to really push the actual attack on the enemy. And if you take out the enemy, then they die for about 30 seconds and then they come back. And there's loads of really, really cool things that they're doing with this. I'm in contact with them. I'm hopefully going to be producing a lot of content for them. But yeah, it's
Quest as well eventually.
Yeah, no, hopefully it will. I don't see it coming out for Quest anytime soon, which is a pity because I think this game would do really, really well on the Quest.
And it's got full live integration.
Yes, which is something I think all games need to have going forward.
They do. So, before we close, I would just like to do a bit of self-promotion, if you don't mind.
We also need to do the giveaway.
We do. I've opened channel membership on my YouTube channel. If you enjoy the content that we make, please go and join my channel. It's only £1.99 to be a member, and you get custom emojis and custom badges. As you can see in my chat, there's a lot of people doing those things. It's basically because this is my full-time job now. I am a full-time YouTube content creator. I retired from the fire service in February this year, and I need money basically to pay for my
Pro.
I want
a Quest
Pro. No, I would love a Quest Pro.
You get 1,000 members, bosh.
Yeah,
done.
I know. But it's done really well. You know, in the first 2 or 3 days, I've got about 20 members, so it's going really well. I'm really happy about it. Members get exclusive access to the Discord channel where I'll be doing giveaways and tech giveaways. So join the channel. You might get a free game that'll pay for your year's membership. So yeah, that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
thank you.
I'm going to push this as well. I'm actually going to be setting up mine as a 4,000 subscriber celebration. So
nice. How far are you off 4,000?
I'm currently at 3,850 odd, I think. So if anybody is interested, then yeah, please feel free to join the same. I will be doing similar things as Mac, because we were actually talking about this a couple of weeks ago, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. Oh, Rezol, man.
Oh, Rezol, you mental person.
Dude.
He's done it again.
He's done it again. He's just right. So what I'm going to do, the money that Rezol's donated, I'm going to do some giveaways. I'm going to do some game giveaways. I'm going to do some Quest gift cards, Steam gift cards, whatever you want. We'll link it into the Wheel of Names, and we'll sort that all out. So somebody's getting some free games. Thank you very much, Rezol. So
let's do the giveaway, shall we? Right, I've already started loading in some names.
Reloaded in the chat. Reloaded in the chat. If you haven't done it yet, type reloaded in the chat.
Yeah, you've got about 20 seconds to load it in. I think
Simon V,
most of them.
JS,
I don't know.
Simon V,
Joe Wani,
Joe as in J-O-E.
Joe, yeah, Joe space Wani. WANNI. Clueless Dad is just laughing.
Clickster.
Weeble again. Weeble, you don't get extra. Ugh, he's just a.
He might do. Nico, I've got you. Let's have a look. Right.
Yo, DJ, spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel. Thank you, Rezol. All the money you've given will be going back into the community. Thank you.
He just brought a sweet setup, all these lights for his green screen. Very jealous.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he showed off the other day, he was to me.
All right. Can anybody name anyone that is not currently on the wheel? I think I've got everybody.
Ooh. The wheel. The wheel.
Right, as far as I can tell. Oh, Devon. I haven't got Devon on here.
Ding. Do you have any music to go with it? Ding, ding, ding,
ding,
ding.
ding. What's that?
No, we don't want to give Weeble his own theme song.
Woo!
The countdown.
I remember Weeble 2.0. Henry. Simon V, we are rolling for a key for Zero Caliber Reloaded. If you typed Reloaded, then you will get you'll get entered.
Is my name on there, Power?
If you win,
you're the first name on there.
If you win, that seems a bit. Oh my god!
It's sus, but I'm literally live streaming what's happening. So...
Right. So JS just said remove me because I've already got it.
Are you sure, JS? Like, you're more than welcome to enter, my guy.
Yeah, you can just give it away to a friend of yours.
Yeah. Like, there's no anybody that wants to enter, they're more than welcome to enter. I'm not going to penalise you just because.
Hey, Game Scorpio,
you've already got it.
Scorpio, how are you, fella?
Well, if you're sure, JS, I'm sure there'll be other games that you can jump in, my guy. Right. So yeah, we're ready to click. We're ready to go.
Go.
So
go.
3, 2, 1. Click that thing.
Click star. It's spinning.
Oh, I think that's Joe. No, it might be Clueless. It's Clueless Dad Gamer.
Congratulations, my guy.
Congratulations,
mate.
Fella.
Throw me a conversation on Discord or TikTok. Not TikTok, Twitter. That's the word. And I will throw you over a key, my guy.
Well done, my friend.
Nice, dude. Well
Congratulations.
Woo. Right. So that is it. Let's do the goodbyes. Let's do the click. Thank you for coming on the show, my dude. That's been awesome. I've been meaning to have you on for a while. Where can people find you?
Oh, my camera's gone.
Oh, no!
No! We can still hear you. We can still hear you.
Bollocks. You can find me on Fun with the Clicks. You can find me, on YouTube, Fun with the Clicks. I'm on TikTok.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
It was so close.
So close. So close to being professional.
The last 15 minutes, I've been like looking at that power bar thinking, shit. Stop talking, guys. Stop talking. And you wouldn't shut up, Chewy. You wouldn't bloody shut up. You're like, one more thing. Just one more thing. You ruined it. Cheers, guys. So thanks for having me on.
It's been a pleasure, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Sorry, I ruined it at the end.
No, it's comedy value. It's comedy value. Don't worry. It's all about the comedy.
Dear.
There you go. I've stuck your channel up on the cast, mate. So
beautiful. No, but seriously, a pleasure. I'm not very good with the old tech stuff. You guys blow my mind with the tech stuff. You're just so knowledgeable. I'm more the game side of things. But
Henry, welcome to the inmates of the Mac Cave, my guy.
Oh, Henry, thank you very much, my friend. Dude, that's amazing. Thank you very much. Awesome. Cheers, mate.
Mac,
wow.
Let us know where they can find you.
Right, you can find me on Twitter, MacInVR. You can find me on Facebook, MacInVR. You can find me on Discord, obviously. Links are all in the description. You can join the channel, as Henry just has. I'm blown away that people do this. It's absolutely incredible. So when PowerOn launches his 4K channel membership, everybody join as well, because it's well deserving, and he is a fantastic person, and I love him to bits. And obviously I'll see you at AGX. I'll see you, Clickster, at AGX as well.
EGX, woo! Yes, fella. Yes.
I was going to say, anyone else that wants to come and find us at EGX, please do come and say hello. Definitely. If you're there. I'm trying desperately to get a load of stickers printed. So if you come and find me, I will be giving out free stickers.
Hey!
Do I get one? Do we get one?
No, because you're invisible.
Yeah, if you had a face, then I would be able to give you one. But at this moment in time, you're just a cat, mate. Like, that's all I can see.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful cat though, man. Look at that.
Right. Okay. So thank you for
He's
coming on,
waving
Clicks.
goodbye.
It was absolutely brilliant. Thank you for having.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the podcast. We'll get you on again as soon as we can.
Thank
Power
you
on
very
VR.
much.
It's been a pleasure, as it always has been, and we should count
And you too, sir.
out.
Out. See you later.
Oh, you can check out my new video, my new end screen.
look.
Oh
I've
no!
been working on
Oh, you were. Oh, don't
Oh,
forget
look
to as well. Power On did a video about the Quest Pro. So go and watch that. It's really interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I released a video today. Go do that. And
Nice.
with that, it's been amazing, people. Thank you for joining us. We will
Thank you
see
very
you
much.
next time.
I'm
Thank
waving.
you.
I am
Bye.
waving.
He's waving.
He's not waving.
He's
I'm
not.
waving.
He's not there. He's
Flying.
I
waving.
am. I'm waving.
Later, guys.
My tail's waving.